Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back. Welcome back to another Ooh Ladies First panel. Listen, y'all make sure that y'all follow us over there on Twitter and Instagram at Ooh Ladies First. Also follow all of the ladies individually at Bondi Blue, at Jamie That's Me, and at Niecy Dixon on all social media platforms. Okay. I hope everybody is ready. Are you guys ready? Did you guys come in and hit that like button? You know, when you walk into a room, you got to make sure that you speak, and that's your way of speaking, okay? Or at least that's your way of knocking on the door, right? And then when you come into the room, you say, hey. So you go ahead and knock on the door by hitting that like, and then you come into the chat and just say, hey, period. You feel what I'm saying? But, ladies, are y'all ready to go? We ready to
Ready, Eddie?
go? Let's get into it. Hey, y'all.
Hi.
Happy Thursday. What's going on? How are you, ladies?
Good.
Good. It's been a long week, but I feel like it's been like a slow week at the same time. It's been long and slow.
It has. It's I feel like it's been long, but there hasn't been as much going on.
True. I feel like
Yeah.
January is a bit of a drag, just a little bit. I don't know. I feel like last year we was already in February by this time. And it was like, dang, January went by quick. And yet we still got a few more days to go in January. So it's something off about January. I don't know.
Child, the way you
Maybe
two
this
paying.
year won't move so quick. Got me nervous. Say what?
I said the way you two paying, I need as many extra weeks in this month as possible.
Listen, listen, the way they
No,
over here
really.
cut to the
Give me
up.
a couple extra days.
Matter of fact, can y'all add 2 more days over to February as well, please? Okay. For real, for
February
real.
31st would be nice. Okay,
Period.
thank
It
you.
would be really nice. Okay. Okay. I don't know why y'all stopped there 365 like that. I don't even know why we got to have leap years. Like, why is y'all playing with February? Why y'all playing on
January
their top? I don't
January
get
has
it.
been extra dry for gossip too. And I feel like
Hmm.
that's because everybody's trying to act like they got their life together this month, including me.
Get them till March.
Girl,
I
I don't
give
even
them
give it
till
that.
March. You don't give it that long, give it to February. You're
Mm-hmm.
probably right because when people start showing off who they got gifts for, the girls probably gonna be upset. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I
Ooh.
hope Miami isn't one of those people because I feel like my girl been taking a few L's. You know what I'm saying? You've been out here with signs, and then boom, there's a baby. You just sat up here and said you like golden spirits, showers, whatever it is you
I
like,
go to
and then I
spirit.
feel like something else is gonna come.
He didn't.
So I just be feeling
I
like
can
he be
still
having my girl
play.
walk around with the E on her chest for embarrassment. And I'm concerned. I hope that she has a beautiful Valentine's Day. I hope he don't try, you know what I'm saying, play on her top like he been playing. Like, did he bring the whole family on a trip, but she didn't go?
No, I think she was there.
You think she was there?
The yacht
Mm-mm.
trip? Which one? Because for New
The one where
Year's,
the baby, was it the New Year one when
when
he
they
had the baby and the baby mama on there?
I didn't see the baby mom, but I saw the baby, and it was like family pictures with everybody, and then it was pictures of just him and her. That like you could tell
Oh,
that
so
they were
maybe
in the
she
same
was
city.
there.
Yeah, she just wasn't in the group
I
photo.
hope she was there. Okay, okay. I'll take that. I'll take that. Long as she was in the building, because he be playing on her top for real.
He do
Um,
Do
honestly.
y'all
I
feel
feel like
played though? I
what you
really
mean?
what you
felt like the that summer when the City Girls came out, I really felt like I was in my city girl, hot girl era. I really thought she was practicing what she was rapping. And now it's like, girl, what? Like you let this man pee on you?
Listen, but
I don't feel
she did
played.
do what she was rapping about, okay? Because essentially the city girl, it's not that's not the 90s women's empowerment that we was on. It's just a ratcheter version. But to me, I feel like that was the overall goal. The
Hmm.
overall goal is to rob all these niggas until you get you a really good rich one that you want to keep for a little while.
Mm.
And then you do whatever it is he wants you to do because he paying for it. He paying you for your pain. Okay. So when you get the, and then she gonna
Mm.
act like, oh, I'm just having fun because she knows eventually she gonna have to get up out of it, but she gonna enjoy all of the fruits of it while she have it. But she
Why
know
she
it's not
hasn't?
gonna last. Yeah, she know she gonna have to eventually get up out of it. But to
I
me,
wonder when.
when he get tired of her or when she get tired of being embarrassed, whichever
It's
happens
gonna be a
first.
long time. It's gonna
It
be a
is
long time. I
because
think it's gonna be at least 5 years.
Yeah.
he'll hold on to a bitch. He'll
At
Mm.
have a bitch
least.
up in the house for a decade and you wouldn't even know. Like y'all remember, like Cassie and the baby mama, like when
Kim.
Kim went missing for a minute. Like You didn't see them anymore unless they were doing something with him.
It's
Mm,
gonna be a long time.
that is a long time.
You know what I
Well,
wish though? I wish that she would just get her, like, just be seen out with some like your age fine ass nigga, just at some point that this could look a little bit more even. Because I feel like he gets seen with all of these women, and essentially, bitch, you can't tell me that old ass nigga is hitting it right every time. Like, you can't tell me that because I don't care to believe it, but I still feel like he old nigga. He's showing old nigga in some type of way.
oh wow.
So why can't you go and get you like a little young thing that's, completely nice looking? Like, don't have to color their hair, same hairline that they was, they came in with.
I
They
don't
may
think
not have
that's a
all of
part of
that
her
money.
contract.
You know what? And you're right. You're right.
I don't
That's not
think
a
it's in
part
Same
of
her
it.
contract. I
hairline they
don't think
came in here with.
But you're not having fun
Yeah.
if you don't also have your situation, prominent the way he have all his situations being prominent. That's how I feel. I feel like you're doing what all of the other girls have done. You're not doing the city girl thing like you act like you are. And then everybody gets mad at us because we point
No.
it out. But if you was really on that shit, then you would have your little spug every now and again out and about with you, just like he got all of the other bitches he be out with.
right. True. Well,
Yeah.
we hope it works out for her. Valentine's is like right around the corner,
Yeah.
so hopefully that works out. All right, let's see. What do we have here? I know the people have been waiting. I know you guys have been waiting. So we're gonna hit you guys with a little bit of fashion. Okay, we're gonna get started with a little bit of that. So let's see what the ladies are giving us. Ta-da! It is the ladies of Real Housewives of Potomac getting ready for season 7 reunion that actually filmed on last week. So these are the looks, and we are going to go through the looks. But as a collective in this photo, I guess it makes sense when you put everybody together.
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you what's bothering you. I'm gonna tell you what's bothering you. The set got way too much shit going on.
Yes,
First of all, it's way too much
Yes,
going on in the
girl.
background.
yes,
Second of all,
and
they
it don't
chose
even go with
teal.
nothing.
No, they chose teal blue, like aqua blue, and they're wearing like actual, like true blue, light blue.
Royal.
Yes, royal. What's the
Yeah,
court?
nothing
Whatever.
matched.
Like, yeah, no. It feels like if the blue in the background was the same tone as the one that they're wearing, then this would have went well. But no, no.
I agree. I agree. I tried to make it make sense and it just good. Let me move on. Let's go ahead and get into the first set of ladies and let's critique them down. We have Miss Charisse.
Girl, I thought that was Mimi
Good night.
in the middle.
Who some may
No.
call the queen. That's Charisse. We also have Miss Jacqueline, the representative, and then we also have Miss Mia. I'm not gonna call her name. That's Miss Mia. Okay, Miss Mia Thoughton.
Not Miss Mia
So
Thotton. Y'all write it down. Write it down. Miss Mia Thotton. Time code.
so I let me just say, Sharice, I don't even want to go
Mm-hmm.
first, girl. Let me
Can I? Can I? Can I?
I was about to say
go ahead. Go
shit. I
ahead.
Listen,
do. You know I can't stand shit.
I'ma just go ahead and be mean. It's giving it's giving Donkey from Shrek.
Listen, I have been trying to find out because at first I was thinking about the dolphin
Bondy.
on SpongeBob, Pearl crabs, and I was like, is it her? Is something that I
It's giving
cannot.
Donkey
You
from
are
Shrek.
saying she look
I'm
like
so sorry,
Mr.
but you are
Krabs'
Eddie
daughter?
Murphy right now. I don't know what's going on.
Ain't that's the dolphin lady, right?
Yeah, that's Mr.
Oh,
Krabs' daughter.
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the first person that came to my mind, and I was like, it's something, and I can't put my. It's a cartoon character for sure.
Where's the neck?
And
Where's the neck?
I
Where's the
think
neck
Bonnie
go?
got it.
She got her side
Um,
out, but she ain't got no neck. Like, girl, can you breathe? It looked like she about to lift up off her heels trying to suck her breath in. Shit.
mm, mm.
I hated the
Well,
platforms.
Y'all know what?
It's the best she could do.
I thought that Sharice was taking my advice because
My bad. The
the
whale,
wig is
y'all.
giving
Thanks.
custom colored. Okay. The wig is giving custom colored because you see that she has dark roots. So that's one of my critiques. The next critique I had for her was that she needed to be in somebody's boot camp if she was going to talk about Karen being in rehab. And the waist is looking snatched, right? But my issue is that you can kind of tell whenever somebody gets snatched from working out and somebody goes and gets lipo. And I feel like she got lipo.
Mm.
Because the waist is small, but it's not proportionate like it was during the season. The dress, I felt like this
Who,
was the best she
Sharice?
could do. Yeah, Sharice.
Okay, okay.
Sharice, her face isn't glowy. Don't look like she's sweating. Look like she got some setting spray. The dress is still giving, J.C. Penney young contemporary. Sears, young contemporary. But I do think that this is the
Macy's.
best that she's looked. So I'm just thinking, like, if this is as hard as you gonna come, like, that's cool. That's how you should have came the whole season when you try to come for Karen Nick.
Girl, you ain't got no neck. How you gonna come for somebody neck when you ain't got no neck? It's so sad.
Mm.
It's the
And
ponytail. I
then,
just don't like that
It's the
ponytail.
waterfall. It's the waterfall tendril in the front that, like, on top of the ponytail. Like, where is it coming from?
Oh.
It's a girl. Can we move on? Because I don't want to keep going in on this lady. Because essentially, I don't think, like, if I would have saw her down to the Zulu ball or something like that, we'd be like, "Oh, Sharice looks so good when we saw her, girl. She looks so much better in person. She still look like she can't breathe, but she look good." But I
but
don't
that's
want
the
to keep.
most she can give. So
It
that's
is.
why I don't want. I think that's the most she can give. So I think she did good for what it's worth. Like, this is the level of grand dame that Sharice can achieve,
Wow.
which is not very much.
You think what it was? They
Wow.
wasn't all that.
It's
Okay.
not very much. Like, this used to cut it before the cameras came around, so that's how we know you ain't up on your shit. Like, you try to act like you is.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the friend, the friend, Jacqueline. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why I saw Mimi as soon as I. I don't know why.
Mimi Faust?
Yes, I don't know why. She kind of
Oh, I
looks
Hilarious.
like
thought you
Mimi a
said
bit.
Nene, like Nene
No,
Leaks.
no, not Nene Leaks. I meant Mimi Faust. She
Hmm.
looked like her, like, at a blink. I don't know, but either way, girl, why it look like your titty smashed down like that? That looks weird.
Whoa.
I don't
Mm,
know.
mm.
Um, do you see it? Is it just me? It's
No,
probably the way
I
she's
see it,
posing.
but
It's the way she's posing. She still
I
look pretty.
can't tell because
and also Karen,
her
her
hair
dress.
is covering the important part of her dress.
It is. But you see, like, the side that we're sewing, the shoulder we're seeing, the way
Mm-hmm.
that is being smushed down, like,
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see
yeah,
that.
I don't know, girl. You could have tried harder.
She could have. It does give. I am going to be ushering my kids' prom this year, so I went and found this dress real quick. Like, I hate it so
Yeah,
much. Like, I feel like if you're gonna have a halter dress like that, I don't think your hair should go on that same side because that's the whole point of it. I think
Right.
she should have
right.
pushed it
To
to
the
the other
other side.
side.
Yeah, so we could see whatever is given on his shoulder. Mm.
Right.
I
And
think
it's
that
like I
Jacqueline
can't even
is
see your shoes, so I
giving.
don't know what you're giving.
Mm.
I think she did okay for her first reunion. Okay, like, take that lightly, but I think that Jacqueline is giving Mia and G are no longer paying for her. I think
Ooh,
that this
I'll
is
take the second part because I think a scholar did amazing for her first.
oh well, yeah, a
Oh,
scholar.
when you say
I feel
G
like
and
that's
Mia
a
not doing for her,
different.
that makes sense.
Yeah, a scholar is a fashion girl, and she did what had to be done. Jacqueline, the reason why I say okay is because majority of the girls that come on for their first season, they go and they get something typical. Like, they go to the dress store and get a nice dress that's given prom, and they think that's reunion, but they don't go get designer. A scholar is a designer girl. Jacqueline is a regular
She is.
9 to 5 girl.
She
So
is.
I think that's why I'm saying, like, okay, because you tried,
Yeah, like,
and you could look worse.
Yeah,
True.
no, Jacqueline absolutely is
True. True.
giving. I don't have the money yet, but this is the best I can do, and it's better than Sharice.
Yes, yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Yeah. I don't know if it's better, but I see y'all point. I think they both would get a score. I forgot the score I gave them earlier. I think it was a 4. I think they both would have got a 4 from me. But Miss Mia, I hate this dress and this hump that you got from Tisha
Ooh,
from last year's
hump.
reunion.
They kept calling her hump.
But the hump isn't that high, so she was very wise with that. I hate the midsection because it makes her look bigger in her mid area.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I do not like a middle split,
Yeah, I don't like a middle split
but you
either.
know,
I mean, I feel like her titties
that
look
was for
fake.
Wendy.
Huh? That was for Wendy?
That was for Wendy.
Okay.
The split was for Wendy.
Wait.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
Wendy had a middle split.
No, so Wendy.
No,
Oh, I get
ma'am.
it.
But the
So
fact that
Wendy.
she was trying to
I
get to
get it.
that
Yeah, so she can
box.
get to that box. Like, it's easy access for
I
you,
was
girl. Come and get it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mia's middle split was very on brand, easy access.
Yes,
So
and
I feel you.
you know how the host love easy access. I don't like the dress either. Now that y'all are saying it, it looks weird on her body, like it's not centered correctly. I don't know. But I don't like it either. I also feel like when the girls get humps, I want the girls to go hairspray. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna do it, go Amy Winehouse, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel
Mm.
like there's a version of this
Uh-uh.
that looks good, but only when they actually go bigger. You don't think so?
Well, Tisha did that, and she's still looking
No,
for
no,
it.
no. Tisha didn't do it right. Tisha shit
Yeah,
was
she
stiff.
did.
Her shit was stiff though, and I also feel like her hump wasn't big enough. Like I gotta send y'all a picture of what I'm thinking about when I think about the hump, because I feel like it can be done properly, but they're not doing it. And I also feel like her titties look like they hurt. So yeah, these are all
Yep.
fails for me. These are all fails.
When you find that photo, Bondi, send one of a black woman because I always think of
Okay.
that hump on a white woman. Our humps were French rolls.
True.
Um, I don't know what they have going on, but everyone failed in this category. For me, who do we have here next?
Wow.
Listen,
Wendy.
I'm looking at Wendy's outfit again and I'm kind of liking it. When I first saw it, I was like, girl, what is this? And why you posing like that? And why you got this hot
Right.
pink lip on? But looking at
Mhm.
it again, it actually doesn't look as bad as I was thinking. I think Wendy actually looks nice. I hate her shoes. I'm not changing on that with the little bow on it. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't like a
And
bow.
I don't even think she's dipping her hip. I think she's just sticking her leg out, but that's how her dress is made. Or is she dipping her hip? Something's awkward
She's
about
dipping
it.
her hip.
Okay,
It's the
so she is
one
okay.
leg over the other. She leaning.
Okay. Hmm. I think her hair could
Okay.
have been a little different. That's a
Um,
usual for Wendy.
can I comment on Wendy, and then I'm gonna go back to googling
Yeah.
black people with this hump hairstyle.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
so first of all, Wendy, all right, can I just get? I'm gonna be gay for just like one moment, okay? I will like I want to lick Wendy's leg, like that's how good her skin looks. I want to lick her leg. She like her skin just always looks so beautiful to me, especially recently. This whole
Yeah.
season, she's just been given dewy moisturization. And I understand why Mia tried to, eat her out. I get it. But she is slithering in this pose. Stop slithering, Wendy. Stand up straight, for God's sakes. I think this dress reminds me of like Mardi Gras, and that's kind of why I like it. But I think it cuts her off at the waist in a weird way, and I
Hmm.
don't like that. I also don't like her hair because I feel like I want Wendy to get a weave. I feel like Wendy needs to understand that her caliber of black woman doesn't do wigs, they do weaves or micro links or something where your natural hair is out in the front in a real way. Because this
Hmm.
is like the wig where you can see like the front part is her hair, but they put the wig on top. And then I just don't like that. Like I feel like
Well,
it's
remember she was balding
I know.
at the top of the episode, or when
Mhm.
she
I thought
had
they
that
were working on that.
Yeah.
We can still do better because your hair last season for the reunion was better than this, Wendy. Your hair the whole season with that wet and wavy wig was better than this. I honestly feel like with a lot of black women, as much as y'all like to do bone straight, y'all look good with better with textured hair, especially if you have like broad features. And Wendy has
Yeah,
really
that's
broad
always the case.
cheekbones, so she should have
Hmm.
done like a big curly look with
That
this.
would
You
have
know
been
what I'm saying?
cute.
It would have gave.
Ooh,
But this
I
flat
don't think
look,
so.
Ooh.
mm-mm.
You don't think so?
Really?
I think that if she did, I think a curly would have been cute, but big curly look made me think about
Not
who was it
Cynthia
on Real
big.
Housewives of Atlanta, and they was giving showgirl.
I was just like, not
Um,
Cynthia big girl, but you know, like soft
Probably
curls,
Portia
like
job.
Kenya. Kenya, soft curls. Think soft curls. Kenya.
mm.
Yes.
Okay, I see that. I think Wendy looks amazing. Now I saw the video and it was not given at all. I think this is one of those dresses that need an extra special pose, hence the hip dip. I think her skin looks amazing. And I was also thrown by the bright pink lip too on first glance, but I think it all looks good. Like I like everything about Wendy's look except for the bow. I have to stand by that, except for the bow. And when you think about the theme of Miami, I feel like she's the only one that's truly in theme of like Art Deco Miami, sun kissed.
Hmm. Okay. What about Karen?
No, unfortunately.
Hmm. I think it's the
I don't
hair.
think. Yes, yes, Jamie, say it.
I think the dress is cute, but I do not like her hair. Like
Her
Karen
hair is giving
typically.
shaved on the sides. I think this was like the
Oh.
first time that she went without a wig. So the updo is her natural hair, which may be thinner
Hmm.
than what we're used to seeing. So it's giving shaved
Mm-hmm.
on the sides. And I also think they did too severe on the makeup. I also don't like the dress being so disconjointed. I think even though Karen's body looks amazing, they are not softening her up with this look. And because she is older, she needs to soften. And also because she has very
Yes.
sharp facial features, her nose, her chin, her cheekbones,
Yes.
she needs to be softened. And in the updo with
Yes.
the, the tight edges, no, it's not softened. The dress with the shoulder and the breast and the bottom being different like that, it's not soft. Honestly, she should have been wearing what Robin's wearing.
Mm,
Hair
I
too.
think she could
Mm.
have.
Similar. You
I
know what I
think
mean though, right?
she
Like
could have done. Yeah, I feel the. I like the dress she has, but I think it's the hair. I think you called everything out. The thinness of it. I think it would have been nice to see her with a middle part with some waves with the hair behind her back. Um, just something down. Karen should never wear her hair up.
Um. I think they gave her too much contour on her face, which makes her look even like more stronger in her face. I think they could have did better with that. I think for her hair, she could have did like a bob with like the big waves in it. She could have did something like that. I think that would have been really cute because the dress isn't bad. I think her hair and her makeup kind of like made the whole look kind of go down just a bit to where it wasn't all of
Yeah,
that to me.
yeah. The body's given though.
That's very true. I'm sure
absolutely.
Ray
The
is
leg is
very
very
happy.
nice. Yes. Child, Ray not happy. Ray just content because he can't do nothing with it. Check out the DMs though. I sent y'all a picture of the women back in the day, and when I was talking about that high hump with the hair being down, that's what I meant.
Ah, gotcha. Like that.
That's why I felt like if
Okay.
especially on a reunion show, if somebody does it properly, it can definitely be like a look, but it has to be done right and it has to be in a theme. They went,
I feel like
Mm.
the Supremes used to wear their hair like that back in the
yes,
day. So yeah, I
Uh-huh.
yes,
remember now.
yes. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
Okay.
is where Amy
Well,
Winehouse gets that shit from. Let's not forget.
yeah.
Or got it from.
What y'all think about Robin?
Oh, I like Robin this season. I honestly, I don't think this is a good enough picture because her hair being soft and like long and curly like with that loose curl, I thought it was so befitting because she's another one like Karen that has sharp features and nose, cheekbones,
Mhm.
chin. You have another one with a sharper feature face. So softer hair looks really good on her. So I liked it. And I also think the dress is really pretty on her. Like it's not like for instance, the the money that Karen is given, but like I like the fabric of Karen's dress. Like it looks like
Mhm.
money, but I don't like the way it's cut together. Whereas with Robin, even though it looked like it's fresh off the rack, it still looks really good on her body. I also like her shoe. I don't know if it matches, but I like it.
I love
I
this colored dress on Robin. Like it is so freaking pretty. I like how it flows in the back. I actually hate her shoes. But her hair is cute. I think it would have looked even better if she would have like pinned her hair up. Maybe I'll
Or
see
she
a
would have
video
had
or
her hair
something.
falling over that shoulder because there's another picture where you can
Yeah.
see her hair is like really soft and giving like Jessica Rabbit type of style. But in this shot,
Okay.
you can't really see it because it's all like behind her.
Push to
Versus
the back.
somebody would
Yeah.
have been like, pull your hair over your shoulder, Robin.
Well, if that's the case, I can appreciate the photo because she let us see her whole dress, unlike Miss Jacqueline.
Hmm.
But this color is popping. Like Robin looks good. I'm gonna give it to her. Robin did good. Nah, she
Robin
did
look
good. What you
good.
think, Nisi?
This is one of her best looks to
she
me.
did. It is one of her best looks. I mistakenly thought that she was the best dressed after only seeing the video. But now that I see these in still, I want to say, Robin, you look good. The shoulders look good. But I feel like she just is still giving basic. It's giving basic. And I just would like for her to assert her worthiness to be on the stage a little bit more.
Girl, you asking
Because
for
for
something
me,
she
I'm only
cannot
Mm,
give you. She can't give you that,
you're
girl.
not lying.
Robin is
You're not
basic.
lying.
She's a Karen at most. Like she is a basic girl. If it, listen, let me tell you something. If Robin was really being like who she wanted to be, Robin would be way more androgynous. So whenever she's giving you soft and girly, no, she's only gonna be able to give you basic because it's not truly who she is. Is it, Rob?
whoa.
Tell me she
Whoa.
didn't look better the year that she got her hair cut. Remember when she got the
No,
haircut
okay.
and that
I was just about to tell you, Bonnie, she did not look better that year. When she popped up with the
The year she
fucking
got her
27
haircut.
piece,
Oh, with the
yeah.
when
chopped
she
up
had that
hair?
No,
little,
but it wasn't a weave though. It was a regular like that little cute shortcut
Yeah.
she did that one season. I thought that was
Mm-hmm.
cute. It suited her better.
Robin has
She
cute
don't know what
days.
to, cause she don't know what to do with her hair. So she needs something low maintenance. Like y'all know, like Robin is literally
Mm-hmm.
like androgynous white lady who don't know what to do with herself. And y'all know that's two things where they don't do feminine well. Cause like those white ladies, y'all know they you don't even understand why they hair stiff. It don't even make sense because they don't know what to do with themselves because really they're a tomboy and they're trying to be feminine. But really, they just need a pixie cut with some gel and some, a personality. You know what I'm saying? Like God.
Child, not a 27 piece. Girl, embarrassing. Well, good job, Robin. We'll give you a hand clap or two fingers on that. You did a good job so far. Okay. Let's see if you rubbed off on Giselle just a little bit here.
Not even a little bit, not even at all. Let's
Give
click
me
on
give me a second.
it.
Here we
No.
are. We have Miss Ashley Darby, Miss Candace Dillard, and Miss Giselle Bryan. We'll start with Ashley. What are you ladies thinking here?
Visa in a Breckman. I love the movie references. Candace. Candace, Candace, Candace. I mean, Candace, you even did the blonde with the dark roots on brown skin well. Like I even like that on her. I don't like this picture as much, but I've seen video and several pictures of Candace where I felt like nobody gave better than Candace. Ashley, even though your body looks amazing, no. I don't like the dress on you. I love the shoes. I hate the wig. Your makeup looks good because Jeff did it. Shout out to Jeff. Giselle. Giselle, this chignon, this updo, you always want to give church lady. And I wish for once you would act like the brazen slut puppy that you are and just dress outside of this church lady thing. Like, oh my God, we have no cleave, like nothing. I love the color on her, and it's probably one of her better looks. The shoe is really cute on her leg. But again, the split is too low. Like, she's not giving what she could be giving. She once again is relying so heavily on her aging face. But girl, do you? It's Candace for me.
Nisi, what are your thoughts about Ashley?
Ashley. Oh goodness.
I'm laughing
Mm,
so hard at the way she just said Ashley.
because it's just like Ashley, I think, looks a fool in this picture, and I think she's given very much almost worse dressed in this picture.
Oh,
Um, she is. It's something about like when you have a very petite frame and then you go get these big old titties sitting up
ooh.
high in the dress. And I don't feel like it. I think it's just the pose that's not complimentary to her. She probably
It's
should have
not
been standing
proportionate.
straight. Yeah, it's not proportionate. I feel like the dress is not like the top of the dress is not in conjunction with her breast, where the dress should be sitting on her dress. It's like the breast is sitting up, but the dress is sitting down. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um,
Hmm.
and then the hair, I love the idea of Ashley in a bob, but I don't think that this bob was done right. I think that the part is probably in the wrong spot. I think it might be like Bobby was saying earlier, when somebody go get a wig and they put it behind your hairline, I think that
Mm-mm.
she would have
Mm-mm.
served with like some baby hairs or something. Like they should have pulled that wig up further because the
She has too much
distance.
forehead for this.
Correct. That is
Yes,
what's happening
She
here.
needs a bang. She needs a soft bang.
I
Again,
mean the
I
bang is
I
fine.
actually liked the bob, guys. I thought the bob was cute.
I could have had a bang with it though. Like
I
or
do
a
agree
softer
that
slick.
it's further behind the hairline. I have to agree with Nisi
It's
on
too
that.
far. It's too far back. I know that she probably want to like switch it up because she, living her new life. So, good for you, Ash, but that's not it. Okay, now Candace. I think Candace looks great. But one thing that there's two things that I request of Candace every reunion. Number one is that she do not wear a bob because the bobs be too heavy for her face. Number two is that she don't wear a dress that looks like it's about to swallow her. I don't care how good the dress looks. This dress looks really good, but it looks like it's about to eat her up. Like if she lay down, you won't be able to see her in the dress. Just because she's so petite. And I'm not saying she got to wear something that's like figure fitting, but it's like, I feel like it has to be a balance. Now, Giselle, I felt like her hair was trying to give more Pamela Anderson and less Church Lady. Um, Y'all, I thought Giselle looked really good until somebody started comparing Giselle's dress to them damn crystallized furniture sets that you be getting from the pay as you go furniture stores.
Y'all so did y'all so
And
wrong.
now I can't unsee it. This is definitely giving somebody with the mirror dresser, mirror bed, crystallized, lights where you can pay $35 down until, they come pick it up from you or send your shit to collections, that type of furniture.
She look like a blue
Um,
man to me. He not number one to me. I
I
know.
think that I think that's her silhouette though. I think the hairstyle and like if we just get rid of the jewels, if we focus on face, hair, the
You
fact
want
that
to
she
do
covered
face?
her neck, the silhouette, I think that she is headed in
I
the
see
right
what you're saying.
direction.
Blackmailed. um, Nisi,
Mhm.
I wish that Giselle looked better. Cause I feel like it could have been done better, but like it's the like no break in like in skin from her fingertips to her neck for me. And you're
Hmm.
right. She looks like furniture or a
Good
lampshade.
night.
She she looked like a lampshade. She looked like, like the gaudy church women catalogs, and they shop for their clothes and they home decor all in
Yo.
the same catalog. That's what this is giving to me. Okay. I feel like far away she looks good, but up close it's a mess. Cuz
Mhm.
it's just like you really rely
Mm.
on your face so heavily that you forget your body. Cuz I need some titties.
Yeah.
Where are the titties?
Shit.
You
Where
know what
are
I
the
just thought
Damn.
titties?
about? Giselle has that
What?
crystallized stuff in her house. Giselle
She
is
does.
dressed like her
Mhm.
house.
She is. She is. You're not
Oh my
lying.
god.
What in her house had that terrible? It was something that was shiny and it didn't make sense. It was, what is it? The chandelier at the front door was
Don't she
Yes.
heavy.
got a blue wall in her house though? A
I think it's
turquoise wall or something,
purple.
or is that a fuchsia wall?
Oh, girl, it's tacky either way. Either way, Giselle, this is the like a better of the looks you've tried, but again, no. And I think we need a better
Dang.
picture of Candace because Candace is giving drag queen in this picture.
Oh, y'all not finna do candy like that, girl.
Come on now. You
Thank
see
you
the
so much,
shadow.
Jamie.
No, it's the shadow on her face because the lighting isn't appropriate. Y'all know they do this every
Oh, I
season for the
thought you meant that was a
reunions.
good thing.
What you say?
I thought you meant drag queen like laid, like beat.
No,
Like,
I mean her face. Like, yeah, it's too much makeup. The lip line is very like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at Ashley's face and Giselle's face, they look soft. Like the
More
makeup was.
natural.
Yes, and it looks like we were just trying to drag queen the fuck out of Candace's makeup, and I don't know why. Candace, hire Jeff, sweetie,
you
because he
can't
would
see
do
her
you.
neck.
No, this is the pose. I feel like
Mhm.
y'all they do this every season, isn't me? But every season, the first row of pictures we get from the reunion are always terrible, and I'm tired. Y'all need one central spot for y'all to take these fucking pictures that is well lit and flattering to all of these women so we can get the best product out of the pictures that we get from them. But it's like y'all just take pictures all over the damn set and leave it up to God whether the picture gonna look good or not. Because Candace picture could have been better. Ashley's angle is bad, and Giselle, girl, there wasn't
Hmm.
nothing we could do for that. I'm sorry.
Mm. Thank you, Jamie, for the super chat. Candy's dress looks kind of unfinished to me, like the feathers have no intentional placement. Thank you so much for the super chat. Kelly, thank you for the super chat. Hey, ladies, love the OLFP. Bondi, please look at your idea server in Discord. I need you to review your honor. Thank you so much for the super
Child, I
chat.
think about it. But thank you for
That's a
giving
good
James
show.
money to tell me that. I
Thank you
appreciate
so much, Jolene. I hope I said that right, Jolene, for the super chat. They all look like they were blackmailed into wearing these dresses. Thank you. So, I mean, I
it.
wouldn't be surprised. Thank you so much for the
Well, I
super
could tell y'all
chat.
that I could tell y'all Ashley didn't want to wear that wig, but Ashley didn't want to wear
Ooh,
that wig.
at least
Ashley didn't feel Ashley did
Nah.
I
not feel
believe it.
comfortable. And you could tell she didn't.
Well, the way that she felt confident in that damn airbrush tan with the
Ooh,
bob looking
ooh.
like
Child.
who they say she looked like Yolanda Adams. Girl,
No, they
no,
did
Ooh,
not.
alone in a room.
no, they said she looked
That's how
like
that Bob
Lena
was looking at
Warren.
her alone in a room. It's just me and you. Okay.
I
Thank you,
mean the
Kayla, for the super
confidence.
chat. She looks like a praise dancer. Is this for Giselle? She looks like a praise dancer.
Girl, I am
Wow.
fucking
Thank you
done
for the
right
super
now.
chat.
I am done.
What
That's
what
how that wig
No,
was.
I'm gonna
For
tell
real.
y'all know what else is wrong with Ashley's bob? It's too short. It's too
You think
short.
so?
I think because her head is so big, that bob needed to be a little bit, a little
Ah,
bit
yeah.
longer to hit like right above her shoulder, and then it needed to give body. It looks stiff because it's so short and her head is so big. Football head, y'all gotta stop
Yeah,
doing
that's
with
true.
football
I
head?
mean, it looks
stop doing
cute because I
football head
keep
like
going
this.
back to Robin's tire track bob. So when I think of
I'm
that,
Mm.
I'm
looking
like,
at that.
this really isn't that bad, Ashley. And I love the reunions because that's all we get. only time you get a tan. So
Coloring.
you look black. I love it. I love it. The dress I thought I loved until I actually saw a front facing photo. When I saw the front facing, I changed my mind. Actually, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is a little too revealing for the reunion. For me, I thought that I liked it a lot, but I
Listen,
don't. I lied, girl. I lied.
Ashley Ashley let go
I
of her
lied.
grandfather and decided she was gonna be out here single, sexy, and free, making her own money as if you're free. Cause
Period.
that's that's what this dress is
Period. Come on.
giving. Call me. Call me on the hotline.
She wore that for Luke. She wore that for Luke.
I think
Candace,
that's
I
her.
actually loved everything about her attire. I loved her pose more than anything because everybody decided to take a photo next to what they. Well, I guess everybody was working with what they could, but Candace went and found something with a bit of color to pop against that blue, and I actually loved it, even down to the shoes. I thought Candace looked really good, and she tried something very different. So I actually loved everything about her look, hair, makeup, everything. It was nice. Giselle, I actually liked Giselle's look. I feel like she's giving us worse with a jumper. So the fact that she gave us a piece of a foot, considering the fact that the last time it was in a boot, I appreciated that. This is what kind of had me changing my mind a little bit because social media is very disrespectful in how they go about things. It had me kind of reevaluating a few things because whoever put this on this lady head is wrong and disrespectful for what y'all went out here and did to this lady's outfit. Y'all didn't have to put that on her head like that. Y'all would have to do this woman like this, okay? So when y'all did that, it made me look at it like, you know what? This is kind of giving a church outfit just a little bit. Like,
Jamie.
y'all didn't have to do that. Y'all didn't have to do her like that because I was fine with how the outfit was.
Damn, it is giving church.
So yeah, it do
Cause
change.
you
I mean,
know
it do
I
look
go
like
to
she's gonna go
church in
sit
the
in the front
morning.
pew.
Church girl acting naughty. Darn nobody.
That was y'all was wrong for that, honey. I mean, I thought Giselle looked nice in comparison to what we've received in the past, child. But y'all gonna do what y'all want to do because that's just how y'all is, honey. Well, well. Anything else on these looks, ladies?
Nothing at
Mm-mm.
all.
Nothing at
Mm-mm.
all. Well, let's go ahead and get them off our screen, okay? All right, guys. So make sure you're coming in and you are liking the video. We definitely appreciate it. Okay. We're about to move on to talk about this young guy named Devon Tinson. I think that's how you say his name. So I'm labeling him as the scammer of the year. And let me just share my screen a bit because I want you guys to be able to see kind of like what he's gotten into. And then of course we could discuss, talk about it or whatever. But I just thought this was really interesting. I thought it was bold as hell for him to do this. So this woman put this up on Twitter and she says, "What a weekend. Where to start? A well-known LA grifter, Devon Tinson, aka David Cunningham, broke into a home in Inglewood while the homeowner was out of town. He changed the locks, moved in, and even made a fake lease he showed to the police. You got a lot of time on your hands that you was able to finesse these people out their house. What? So he when she went on to say there's more. So she says after being contacted by neighbors of the homeowner and then by the homeowner after they read my articles about him and his various cons and scams, including subletting his apartment, he has been evicted from to an unsuspecting student and took her money. So basically, girl, these people just be out here scamming. So basically, he was being evicted from an apartment. But what he did was he sublet the apartment he about to get kicked out of. He gave it to somebody else and then took their money. So basically, this person is kind of like asked out. Like, wow. But they're saying that he was finally arrested. Y'all, this boy ended up throwing a housewarming party in these folks' house. Just absolutely like crazy. I'm trying to see if it's over here on his well, I don't is it still up? I forgot his Instagram name.
The
Let me see if I still
audacity.
have it up. I think it's David Cunningham. And let me see if I could just go. Because this boy threw a whole housewarming party in these folks' house. Give me 1 second. Just rude.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, I don't listen, y'all. I don't condone violence. I really don't. I don't want people to think that I'm one of them people that's out here like in real life, like, bitch, let's fight. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not me, y'all. I don't want to fight. I will tase you. Don't come up to me. But like, I would have like it would have been like a effort to beat the brakes off this dude. Like, I'm just saying, like, how
It
dare
should have
you?
been.
Like, how dare you try to take my house from me? Are you crazy?
It's the cupcakes with the
Girl,
home sign
absolutely
in it for me.
crazy. Girl, it's the gifts for me because he also got gifts. People came to the house and brought gifts, liquor, food, all of that. And he should have been arrested, but then he goes on his social media page and does a video and says innocent until proven guilty, guys. And I'm like, these people
You know
literally
what,
I got a
standing
Tory
outside
Lane?
arguing with the police to get in their house.
I got a
So
question for
what?
y'all. I need y'all. This makes me think of two other scammers that we've seemingly forgot about. I would like for y'all to rank them. Number one, y'all remember the kid that was pretending to be a doctor? You remember him? Do you remember him, Jamie? The
Yes. Yep.
with the white coat.
Yep. He just
Number
got caught up
two,
doing something else recently.
Yes, I
oh,
just
I
heard
thought he
about
was
him
in prison.
recently. Yeah, he did something recently. Jamie, was that you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
I
ain't talk
don't
about
know.
it.
Number two is the HBCU student that was stealing FAFSA money when he worked in the financial aid office. Y'all remember that?
Child, protect him at all
Over there
costs.
at Howard University.
Yes, at Howard University. And then it's this one. So if y'all had to rank
I
the
hate
three
that.
as far as scammers, where are they sitting?
You know what's crazy for me? I feel like okay. So
That's
scamming as a job is more like a black girl job, and I hate to say it like that because I always hear about the black girl scamming bags, purses, clothes, credit cards, that type of shit. But it take for black men to take it to the
mhm.
next level and scam motherfuckers out of houses, scam motherfuckers out of like being doctors. Like, it take it an extra step.
But the
Like,
white people do it more.
oh
But the
yeah.
thing is, they glamorize the white people and turn it into damn Fire Festival documentaries and
Oh,
Elizabeth Holmes documentaries. Where is my documentary on the damn doctor, the
oh,
HBCU student, and this guy?
wait a
I
minute.
need
What
it.
about,
Right.
what about the girl I just literally Elizabeth something? I literally just heard Elizabeth Holmes. Is
Yeah.
that is that the
Uh huh.
girl?
Yeah, that's
That's
her.
I literally just watched a video about her. She the one that came up with like the blood thing,
The one
right?
prick. She gonna be in the same prison as Jan Shaw in Texas.
Girl, I just heard about that shit.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Mm-mm.
Shout
Scammers
out to
see
Brianna
scammers.
Jewel. Another YouTuber put me on that. Brianna Jewel. She was talking about that shit. And I was just floored
Wow.
at how much money these people threw at
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth. Like, they
Mm-hmm.
would, I mean, with no, and then
Mm-mm-mm.
a part of the contract was that she didn't have to show them proof that the shit worked. And they was just throwing millions and millions and millions of dollars at her. But it was because she was a blind white woman. You can't
With
convince
a
me.
turtleneck.
Listen, Amanda Siegfried.
Not with a turtleneck.
Amanda Siegfried played her in a movie. And to me, I feel like Amanda Siegfried is like the quintessential white woman. She's doughy eyed,
Yeah.
skinny neck. She's the perfect example of the white woman that you are going to let cry and completely take advantage of you while she manipulates you out of all your money.
Mm. Yikes. Um, as
And
far as ranking, that's hard. I guess the doctor, the fact that he would actually go into an actual hospital and start writing prescriptions and stuff, I feel like that's extremely dangerous. I think that they are labeled in order in which we found them. The doctor, then the HBCU guy, because he stole a lot of money in flex, and then this young guy here. That's the order I would put them
Yeah.
in. First, second, and third.
I'd have to agree. Yeah.
That that's crazy. All right, you guys. So that's all we have on that. Let's go ahead and move on so that we can get into some TV talk real quick. All right, y'all. We gonna chit chat real quick about Ready to Love. I know Bondi wanted to kind of talk about what is his name for Breeze.
Febreze, yeah. Febreze. Febreze, whatever you want to
And
call them.
I can't even
I don't.
pronounce the other girl's name.
Corvea.
Corvea. I wanted to
Yes.
call her something else. Um, Pretty much the whole conversation was cringe. They were supposed to be sitting down, getting to know each other. I feel like, first of all, Corvea is just having a challenging time with these guys. I already told y'all, I don't think none of her guys are really here for the standards that she has. And I think that's perfectly okay. But as far as Febreze, I just felt like he was doing too much. One, he don't have much conversation. He ain't talking about nothing unless it's about sex. And then whenever somebody's trying to get deep and actually express themselves to him, he wants to sit up there and say that he already knows them because I guess he's experienced a person like them before. So it was just a pointless conversation ultimately, which I do believe led to him likely going home as well, which I'm glad they did send him home because you too old to act the way that you do. Any thoughts on their
Uncle,
situation?
Uncle Fester was a creep. Uncle Fester thought that he was making women uncomfortable in the same way that women make him uncomfortable, and that really annoyed me because I think the way women make you feel uncomfortable is they ask you for the truth and you don't want to tell them, so you feel uncomfortable. The way you make women feel uncomfortable, Febreze, is by bringing up sex in a way that is completely predatory. And it was a very red, it was a huge red flag for me at the beginning that that's all he talked about was sex. So I was like, Uncle Fester, nobody wants to fuck you, stop it. And then with Corvea, when he sat down with her, I didn't like it because he wasn't even listening to her. It was almost like he stereotyped her as the, hot, young, black Latina girl that's looking for a man to take care of her. And that is not who Corvea is, from what I understand. Like, I don't really feel like any of the women that come on Ready to Love are bums the way men are. Like, it
Uh-huh.
seems as if every woman that comes on Ready to Love is financially secure and usually taking care of herself. And the
Very
men
true.
are playing games about what they do and looking for a woman who will pay bills for them. So when Corvea comes into the scene and she's requiring and saying what she needs off rip, I need a man that's in therapy. I need a man that has his own place. Everybody feels like something's wrong with her because she has very, I feel like stark boundaries. I don't think there's
Uh-huh.
anything wrong with that. I think this is somebody that's done the work on themselves and knows what they want in a partner. So for him to sit there and have a conversation with her where he wasn't even really listening to her, but just putting his thoughts about who she was into the conversation as if he was having a conversation by himself, it was just very weird for me. And I feel like these are the type of men that you have to be very careful around, because they will have conversations in their head about whether you wanted to have sex with them or not.
Oh
Mm.
my gosh, you are exactly right. I could definitely see she wanted it. Ugh, I could see him being that type of person. Um, you know, I think that he had Corvea fucked up when he said, "I would be that way too if I looked like you." Um,
Mm.
but low key, like grain of salt, I think Corvea is looking for a man who can, I'm not gonna say take care of her, but bring more to the table than what she can. And for him, he was taking it OD because he was trying to flex, like, oh, I can do that. Like, yeah, go ahead and say you're a gold digger because I got the money. Oh, it don't bother me. You know? Um, I think that he took what she said and interpreted it the wrong way. I don't think Corbea's man is on this show. I don't know where she gonna meet him. But she is one of my favorites that I've seen casted because a lot of women, and I think it may be because she's also younger too, and it might have to do with the casting. But a lot of women that come on the show, they be at their wits end and they try to get what they can before the show is over. And I don't think that she gonna do that.
She not. It's very much giving y'all either
Mm.
better step up or I'm a step off. Like, that's what Corvea is giving, and I like her for that. Like, to me, the fact that it was like a red flag when she asked, also, do you have a problem with spoiling your woman? She literally asked you, do you? Because to me, spoiling means, do you treat her well? That's what that means to me.
Hmm.
Do you get her gifts? Do you care about what she likes? Do you think about her ahead of time? Do you put forth effort in wanting her to want you? A lot of men
Mhm.
either feel like they don't have to do that or they don't know how to do that. So when she says, do you want some, are you going to spoil your woman? Do you have a problem with spoiling your woman? It's not asking you to take care of her. It's asking you to court her in a way that shows you don't feel fear that a woman is using you. Because this is
Right.
somebody that already is taking care of themselves. So essentially, I don't need you to take care of me. But I also don't want to spend time with a nigga that feel like he can't take me out or buy me something because he's so worried that I'm going to be using him for his money.
I would say this.
Mm.
I Corvea gives me. I like Corvea, but the way that she said, "Do you not mind? Like, do you mind spoiling your woman?" To me, when you use terms like spoil, they think like, how they say a parent spoils a child. Oh, you spoiled them. It's giving sugar baby language. So that's why
Mm.
he took it
That's a
that
good point.
way. And I think that I really don't know how to read Corvea. I think she wants a man that has sugar daddy qualities that's actually her man. And this guy took it as though it was like, you want to be my sugar baby. So that's why I'm kind of like, I'm a pause because just that word spoil had me like,
But she did say that with Mark Anthony, who's like seemingly her age.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's different when she's saying that shit to Febreze. And I don't think she ever said that to him because she caught him off rip. Like, you think you're going to be able to get me because you got money and you were in France. And, you have all of this backstory that makes you impressive. But essentially, you still like a creepy old man that wants to have sex with beautiful younger women because they need somebody with money and affluence. And I feel like
Right.
that's not where she's coming from with it. She wants to be with somebody that's going to give what she has or better. And I think in this day and age, niggas act like that's a bad thing for a woman to want what she has or better.
I want to
Then
ask y'all
why
this
else
though.
would I want to marry or be with somebody if you're not going to make me better?
Make me, treat me right, feel good. But the reason why I'm kind of like, is because the one question, I think we talked about it like 2 episodes ago. The one question that we can't stand for dudes to ask on the show is, "Are you submissive?" Right?
Mm.
And that
Yeah.
question right there tells you what they desire the dynamic to be. Now, on the flip side, if a woman is asking, "Do you spoil your woman?" Is that the type of question that makes you think about what she would like the dynamic to be like? Are those not kind of the same triggers?
The
I
only
think you
reason
got a
I would
point.
I do feel like you have a point. The only reason I would feel differently about the spoiling thing is because is this somebody that's coming with their own? Like, do they have their own place? Do they have their own car? Are they taking
Mm,
care of themselves? If they're taking care of themselves, then I'm
mm-hmm,
not gonna question your spoiling as you just want me to take care of you.
mm-hmm,
Versus the way men come up and ask you, are you submissive? Really means, are you going to allow me to do whatever I want to do? Like, there is no there to me, you can't add anything on to submissive that is going to change how I feel about it. She said, are you going to spoil me? But I also have my own shit. I don't need you to take care of me. That adds something different to it. So I understand what you mean. And I understand how dudes can feel about that. But I also feel like dudes need to also check the temperature. So for a lot of, I think, black women, what they receive from men, and I think what Corvea had a conversation about the previous episode was feeling like you have to, nah, that was the same episode. You have to earn being treated well. And he said, I
Mm.
give a woman what she earns. And it's like,
mm-hmm,
nigga, you are not a job. I don't have to earn anything from you. I just have to show up as I am. And if I am beneficial to you, then you will want to make me feel, good. So, like, the spoiling thing comes in when you value a woman, you want to be with a woman. I
Mhm.
think it's subjective, but at the same time, I understand how he could take it the wrong way. But to me, it's for men. If you got it like that, you're not really gonna receive that the wrong way. If you got it like that, like Diddy's gonna hear spoiling and be like, "Oh, I got you, bitch. $100,000 shopping sprees. I got you. I might emotionally abuse you, but I hear
Mm.
spoiling and I got you, bitch. That's nothing." Whereas if a dude feels like every woman he's with is only using him for his little $50,000 a year check, then spoiling is
Mhm.
going to sound like somebody taking advantage of you versus somebody that just wants to feel loved and appreciated and doted on versus feeling like they got to work for every little bit of affection you give them, which is not a
Mhm.
relationship. Like, you shouldn't have to work that hard for affection. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. Anything else on Ready to Love? That's all I had.
I'm excited to see what happens between Cynthia and Andre because they're acting like they chose, like they really gonna be serious about each other, but we know how Ready to Love goes. They act like they serious about each other on one date, and the next date they dating a whole different person, and we don't know why they're not
Yeah.
interested in the last person.
Cynthia's the one that cried in front of him, right?
Yes, she was
She showed her
very.
vulnerable side. They went painting.
Yes. And I like the way because he was like, can you be submissive? That was a big thing for him. And he was like, okay, but she was like, can you be patient with a woman who is submissive, but hasn't been able to be that way because she has had to protect herself? Like when she asked him, would you be patient and teach her? I feel like she basically disarmed him. Can you teach? Because that's what niggas want to hear. When they ask you, are you submissive? And you be like, well, I may not be, but can you teach me? Oh, they love that shit. So she know the game she playing, but it's just a matter of, is Andre worthy of you playing that game with him?
I think she should have asked him, like, okay, what's your definition of being submissive? Like, what do you mean? Everybody asks that question, but what does it look like for you? I wish she would have asked that to get more
Me
info out of
too.
him.
Yeah, I'm just nervous that
But
she's
we'll
putting
see.
that guard down with the wrong person.
That's true. But I'm
I
gonna
was
tell you,
thinking the same. I was like, ooh.
Andre, though, I like Andre, but I wish Andre had more self confidence. I think Andre sees himself as the dark skinned, ugly guy. And even
Mm,
though I think a part of being the dark skinned, ugly guy is having to have swag and style and separate yourself from the crowd. So I think if he could get out of seeing himself like, the ugly, dark skinned guy, then he would be a better option for her. But something about that gave me pause. Like when he questioned her about dark skin, light skin, blue eyes, dark eyes. Can you date an ugly man? Like it just made me feel like you're gonna ask for so many concessions to prove that she really likes you versus just
mm,
receiving the fact that she's even paying attention to you. Like, as the proof that she really likes you. You're gonna ask for so much so that you can give her what she's asking for from you, the vulnerability, but you gonna want it off rip. Like for instance, on their date, he wanted her to cry off rip, but at the same time, I feel like he's gonna withhold any real emotional connection to her until he saw that
So he
side of
feels
her.
secure.
Yes, and I don't like that because I feel like
Hmm.
why do black women have to prove to be weakened and or hurt or broken in some way in order for you to feel like they are worthy of your
mm-hmm,
nurturing? Like just nurture off rip. Woman,
yeah.
woman. Like why does she have to prove that she's so broken for you? And I feel like that was a part of the situation with him. He needed to see that, I want to be taught how to be, the woman you want me to be. When really, like, motherfucker, I don't need you to teach me a motherfucking thing. Like, for
I
real.
felt bad for her, but I didn't like that.
Right.
It was like I think it was too soon to reveal all the scars because you don't know who you're dealing with. Those scars can be used against you.
Yes,
And you can be easily manipulated because you're literally telling somebody exactly what it is that you want and how to do it, but that don't mean that they being genuine.
Right.
So I
exactly.
think she got a lot of hurt that she shouldn't have exposed that early. But I think she just trusting the process.
Yeah, it could be that. I hope Jeffrey's not lying about Blake saying he chose her. I was questioning that too. I was like, I don't know. They don't even sound like nothing he would say. But you just never know with Blake.
I
You
don't
don't
like
think
Blake.
Blake said that? I
I'm
think he
about to tell
did.
you. I think he said that shit.
Y'all
I'm
think
about to
he
tell
said
you.
that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Ooh,
He's
I
too,
hope he ain't
you
say
know
that.
why? Because he seems as if he's going to stroke out if he doesn't have control of the situation. And him setting his sights on
Oh,
Jeffrey
child.
and mind fucking her into believing that she's the one who's chosen gives
Control.
him control in the situation. Go
And
ahead.
Jeffrey already got kids.
That's
He
another
don't need
thing.
nobody there. Jeffrey already got kids.
And
So
he don't want
his
none.
dating pool is this big on the show. So I absolutely believe, and Jeffrey had that whole submissive woman
Mm-hmm.
type thing,
Mm.
Talking like
and
a fucking child.
that's what he wants. I believe
Child.
it.
Yikes.
He just thought she was gonna keep
Anything
that
else
shit
on?
between the two
Oh,
of them, and she shared it with everybody else in order to
Yes.
assert her dominance in the situation, and that's gonna, basically
that's
go against her because he gonna be
yeah.
mad
That's
that she
it's gonna
said
backfire.
that. Hmm.
And now he gonna be up for the chopping block because it's a lot of ladies that's already not really featuring him like that anyway.
His
Girl,
face
you
is
better
so
hope that you the one he choose when he get kicked up out
his neck is so tight,
kicked
like
up out
it's
this
so weird.
process. You better hope.
Prune juice. It keeps the skin tight.
He looked like this boy I went to school with named Larry. Larry Johnson. It's something
Not Larry
about
Johnson.
the you know how like a dude that's low key lame majority of his life and then he end up, somehow looking cuter than what they look like as,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
an
Yes.
adolescent.
Mm-hmm.
I
You
think
don't know
that's
how to act.
him.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's something
Mm.
it's just lameness like radiating off of him.
Through the
And
pores.
if it wasn't radiating off of him, he would be a very handsome man. But it's something there that just can't you just
He's not able to relax, and that's because he's probably a control freak. Because I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. When I saw him, he reminded me of my cousin. My cousin also has the same type of eyes and has like dimples, but my cousin is Aries, but he's also very like relaxed and jovial, like a cool type of laid back type of personality for the most part. So the similarities that they have are only physical because my cousin is so laid back. So when you say that he would be like attractive if it wasn't for the fact that he had that lame ass energy, you are absolutely right. Because when I look at
yeah.
him, I see my cousin, but I know how my cousin is, and he's not like a lame dude. He's sweet,
Mm-hmm.
so he'll get the girls.
Mm.
Girls like smart, sweet dudes out here. Every now and again. Talking about Jermaine, the nigga
Right.
with the tight neck look like Jermaine. Ready to Love with the dimples, the
Oh,
little weird one. He looked like Jermaine. Lyric number.
Oh.
But he looked like Jermaine, okay? Whatever. He looked like my cousin.
shout out to Jermaine.
Shout out to Jermaine,
Shout out
the
to
real
you.
one. He's a
All
firefighter,
right,
EMT.
y'all.
Shout out to him.
Anything else on Ready to Love?
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
All right, let's go ahead and switch over and talk about Love After Lockup. Okay. First off, we're going to talk about Monique and Derek, who appeared to be being chased the entire time. And it was just a very awkward scene, the way they kept chopping it up. I felt like I was watching Zeus Network and how they drag out a scene. And I'm like, so y'all literally going to drag this all the way to the end of the episode? And then let us know that Derek kind of knew who was trailing him the whole time. So he's been keeping a secret. Basically, Derek cheating. That's the short answer. And we not surprised because that's how that typically goes over here on Love After Lockup. It's just that he got Monique thinking it was his sisters that was on their ass. And I feel like that's bold as hell that you got a chick pulling up to where you at and then got her following y'all like that too. This man is out of control. But I can't wait to find out when he reveals the tea to her. That's why he was trying to leave and go get that Uber. He didn't want her to drop him off nowhere because I think he was trying to link up with the person that was behind them. That's what I
Wow.
think. Any thoughts, Bondi? I think she stepped away.
I
You
didn't.
know,
I didn't. It was given Norbert. It was given Norbert and old girl in a car. It was stupid. And I think some girl he was messing with was chasing him.
I want to know what the girl looked like.
Agreed.
I really want to
Oh,
know.
that would be very interesting. That would be very interesting. I know I saw in a preview, but I don't know if it was for this particular season where saw two ladies fighting and they look bigger. So I don't know. I don't know if it
First of
was Mo
all,
or if it's
is one of the sisters
somebody else
trans?
from another season.
Is one of the sisters trans?
I thought she was, but I don't
Because she
know that to be
looked,
confirmed.
she looked very much fallopian tube, but sounded very much testicular. So, you know,
Oh yeah, I noticed that too.
yeah, for because I don't know how else to say that, but but bitch, I'ma say it as straight, straight to the rooter to the tutor that I can say. You know, because if you say anything else,
Listen,
they're gonna be
I got the
upset.
same vibe.
Listen,
No, I got
yeah,
the same vibe.
yeah, no, I didn't want to say she was a man. That's offensive, but I did want to say tubes versus testicles, and then we can't. There's nothing for us to argue about because it's either one or the other. And the voice was given testicles. Okay, so that's why I asked that. And then I'm gonna wonder. So y'all gonna have the sister with the testicles fighting Monique? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how I feel
Mm,
about that. She already big. I don't know. I
mm,
don't feel good. I hope that's not what happens. But either way, Monique and Derek still together, but Derek still very much gives me I'm using Monique, and Monique is giving I have low self-esteem, so I'm gonna let him.
Yeah, because we know they be getting seasons on seasons on seasons, so it's beneficial for them to stay together.
Oh yeah, for sure.
that's very true. That's very true. Yeah, so he's lame. That's the short answer. And we're gonna continue to see more of them. Chris and Gabby. Gabby gets on my nerves, y'all. I swear she do. But she lied pretty much about her car being in the shop. Come to find out, she got some charges on her. So she was arrested. Car was impounded. And what kills me about her is every time she do something, she turns around and tells him the reason she did it was because he did it. And I'm like, that's not always the case though, Gabby. And then she telling him to stop yelling at her when the boy wasn't even yelling. And I'm just like, Gabby, you're unhinged. You have some things going on, okay? She says that she got some charges because it was a bar fight and she got arrested for assaulting an officer and some terroristic threats. But she says she wasn't the one fighting, it was her cousin. I feel like with Gabby and her
She
temper,
lying.
I feel like she was in there throwing hands. But
Mm-hmm.
the way she was talking
Right.
to Chris, like she didn't want to say it on camera, and her car being impounded made me think: did the cops find you in your car doing something you had no business doing for some money? I was a little confused that she didn't want to talk about that on camera at the time. It was weird.
It was given prostitution. It was given I tricked for some money. On some level, it was giving you tricked for something and got caught up, and that's why you ain't want to tell him what it was really about. But I
Mm.
also feel like he don't want to tell you that he may not have always been able to, fend off niggas because
Come on, baby, get into it.
sir,
Get into
sir,
it.
sir, it's giving you've had to bend it over and bust it open. And listen, it's prison. We not gonna blame you. We ain't gonna fuck over you about it or nothing like that. Listen, I ain't trying to make fun of you. It's just mere observation of the bend in your back, sir. But she ain't
Listen,
shit.
when he opened that cabinet door, I said, "Oh no,
He
ain't
was
no
out there,
way."
he was at the
The way when
stove.
he came to caress her and didn't know how to even grab it, I said, "Ain't no mother way." And you know what he strikes me as? Honestly, I feel like I don't know if this makes sense. I hope it makes sense for somebody. Okay, I feel like he's not bi. I do feel like he gay.
Oh, you don't
All
even
right,
think
I really do,
that's
and
why
I
it's
feel
that
like he
toxic
gets a.
masculinity.
Probably that's why she got her ass beat too.
I feel like he gets a kick out of making a woman think that he's into her in that way when he know he's not. I feel like he gets a kick out of tricky because there was just something about the conversation and the dynamic between them in the kitchen and him saying, "Oh, I want to be here with you. I'm done talking to them." I'm da 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 da. And I'm like, "Yeah, you might be done talking to them girls, but is you done talking to the da 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 da?" Like you're not making any sense to me. So, it's definitely
Listen,
giving he's not all here for Gabby. He's doing what he has to. He's straight for pay. Like
listen,
that's what it's giving,
Uh,
like,
uh.
so he can get this check and
listen
so
for
he'll
this
have a place
show.
to stay. Like,
Absolutely. And
that's
I'm gonna
what it
tell you
gets to
another thing.
me.
I feel like it's for I mean, listen, the truth of the matter is we live in a patriarchal society, a homophobic society. So it don't matter how many times people are, open and come out about who they really are. There's still gonna be people that are scared to be who they are. And they're gonna be living their lives in a way that is untruthful. And then whenever somebody points it
Mm-hmm.
out, everybody wants to act like you wrong for pointing it out when it's obvious and it's an issue that's affecting the overall situation. So when we circle back around to Gabby getting her ass beat, maybe we
Mm.
understand why that happened.
Y'all
Because
onto something.
listen, I think it's the same thing with Blueface and Krishan. That's why I wanted to talk about that because they had a situation where she found some shit in his phone. and it seemed like it was some dudes, it was some dicks in his phone or something like that, but something with some dudes in his phone, and she felt the way. And that was, I think, one of the first times they got into like a real physical fight. Like, and we not one of the first times, probably one of the bigger times that went viral was one of them times when she had found something in his phone. And I feel like a lot of these dudes be a little bit more sexually fluid than they like to admit,
Yeah.
especially if they've been in prison. And I think society just makes you feel like you can't really be who you are. So then you try to be in these relationships with these girls that fit a certain look. You know what I'm saying? They're beautiful, or they're the hood girl, whatever. They look like y'all fit together to you. But essentially, those girls will out your shit. Those girls will find out what you got going on and use that shit against you. So yeah, it's absolutely seeming like it was a situation where she may have gotten clear on certain things, and he may have felt fear that she might have outed him or said something, because like, why else would you beat her up like that? She playing with him in his face hella hard during this episode, and he didn't even get that mad not one time. So for me, if she got you standing outside walking in New Jersey, all of this shit, and you ain't want to beat her ass for none of that, taking your money, you still hella calm. It had to be something that triggered that response. And a lot of times
Mm.
doing shit at the same time, and the girl think it's about another girl, so she in the phone looking and see some shit she wasn't supposed to see, and getting your ass beat. I could be wrong, probably not though.
Y'all probably not.
Mm.
Y'all probably not wrong. I can see that. It's something to me about a man that is with a woman who he seemingly hates so
Mm.
much.
Yes.
And y'all on to something. Y'all on to something. That's
He
all I'm
also
saying.
said, she also said, happy birthday, boo.
Happy
Yeah,
Um,
happy
birthday.
birthday, Imani.
But she also said, Gabby said that he didn't give her all of that money the way he said he did. But I also feel
Mhm.
like they keep forgetting that he gave his mama money too.
His mama. Mm-hmm.
And she walking around with her designer bag, catching a fucking train. And I'm just kind of like, sir, you shouldn't have gave none of that money to any of them people because they don't know what to do with
Right.
the money. But that's obvious because you didn't know what to do with the money either. So everybody thinking
What
that
a
that's the reason
dummy.
why she's so fucked up. I'm like, no, that's not it. I feel like she fucked up because she the girl that wants to play rough because it makes her parents mad or gives her, the extra rush she need in her life to make her feel like she not just living a boring life fucking around with some thug dude that's from jail. But what you find out is that them dudes don't always be what you think they are. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I also feel like she too scared to say anything too, because I feel like that ass whooping did what it was supposed to do. You ain't gonna say
Mm.
nothing about that shit. So yeah, I don't know, but that's what I'm feeling based on, the way shit look. It could be wrong.
Yeah. Well,
Child, I'm not heterosexual. I don't know why anybody else would, I don't know. Like, I don't assume to know.
Aries and Cameron. Aries and Cameron about to get married, child, and I hate to see it because her daughter hasn't even met this man. Then she brought him to meet some of his really sisters. I appreciate. I said, oh, somebody got a brain. Because one of the sisters, I can't even think of her name, but one of the sisters was pretty much like, so you finna marry this man and he ain't even met your child? Like, I feel like I don't understand Aries and like, or Aries or whatever her name is. Like, this man just blatantly told you that he enjoys getting in trouble. Yet you're trying to move forward in a marriage. Yet you're also hesitant and not sure if he's going to slip up and mess up his probation and get himself locked up again. Well, then why would you want to
Right.
lock yourself down? That's, I don't,
Did
I'm not,
they in earlier episodes did they explain the trafficking portion? Because that's what got me was that you got a daughter and the prisoner that you chose was there on charges of trafficking.
Probably
Now,
drugs. Because they said trafficking in possession of marijuana, which
oh,
makes
I
me
be
feel like,
forgetting you can traffic drugs.
yeah, so it's probably drug trafficking. Um, but I will say this though. He look a lot like the last nigga. Is it just me that feel like the hair is the only thing that differentiates him from the last dude, Derek? Like they look a lot alike to me. Because like
oh, wow.
that first episode, I couldn't tell it.
I could see him being related.
Yeah, that when I first started watching, I was like, wait, who's who? Um, But I will say this though, girl, why you said yes to him proposing in front of the prison if that's not what you wanted? Y'all gotta stop doing that shit. If a nigga proposed to you in a way that's not satisfactory, you need to feel comfortable telling him no and then telling him to try again later. Because if he really want to marry you, he gonna try again. And if he really don't, then you know it ain't for you. But don't accept no any old, yeah, don't accept no any old thing. The fuck? That was weird.
Yeah, very much so. I hate that for her. But
Mhm.
we're gonna continue to watch it and see what it's giving. Period. All right. Anything else on Love After Lockup? Nope.
Mm-mm.
Let's move on. Okay. Let's talk about these folks over here. Love and Marriage DC is
Love
back.
and
I
merge.
feel like they came back with a bang. I feel like this season might be pretty entertaining. I feel like they gave us a lot to discuss in the first episode. The first thing I wanted to talk about was Monique, right? So we know Monique left the show and they spent like the first few minutes kind of discussing Monique and Chris. Y'all know they were supposed to have been separated or whatever they got going on, and they weren't on the show. I want to know if y'all felt like they spent too much. Let me see. I want to know if y'all felt like they spent too much time talking about them or if it was even necessary to discuss Chris and Monique. Because I just feel like a lot of shows, when somebody's not on there, they kind of move on. They don't really talk about it. But
I'll,
what y'all think?
I'll go ahead and speak for production, child. They did not know at the time. Like at the time that they're taping, they really did expect her to show up. They thought she was still filming.
Mhm.
So I think that with that, knowing that, that's the only reason I'm gonna say, yeah, it makes sense for them to be questioning why she isn't there. She was supposed to be here. She's on the call sheet. Because that is weird that we're supposed to be taping and you haven't told any of us that you're not gonna be there. You're kicking it with everybody, going to pool parties and shit, but you're not telling us that you're not gonna come. So yeah, I feel like it makes sense, but we only gonna take that for another 2 episodes before we like, all right, now we done. That's it. Fast forward.
I feel
Another
like he
shit.
was. I
That was the only
I
episode for me. I
thought
don't want to hear
that
about Monique after this.
right. That's how I feel.
It's
Like
not
we
another two
good
for
at
I
this
me.
point.
mean, no, I said the only reason I said another two is because there's gonna have to be the one where everybody finds out that she's no longer on the show.
Got it. Yes. So one and two.
Um,
Next.
Yes.
Okay, that
And then
makes
we should
sense.
be done.
I guess so. If
Hmm.
they were expecting her to actually show up to the birthday party and stuff, so I guess that makes sense. But I did feel like if she left the show because of that, I feel like production kind of was like it was a shot at her. Like, oh yeah, you left because you didn't want to talk about it, but we gonna slick talk about it anyway. That's how I
Very good
kind of took
point.
it.
That's a
Cause
good
I'm like, it
point.
didn't even like
Yeah,
y'all film so much
I agree
stuff
with that.
and shoot around so much stuff. Like, we know Love and Marriage Huntsville constantly talk about things that were filmed that we didn't get to see. So it's like they did not have to put that in there, even if they filmed it. But y'all
Hmm.
chose to. So it was kind of like y'all, to me, kind of took a shot. And when I listened to one of Carlos's podcasts or interviews, he kind of mentioned somebody that all they did was complain. And a lot of people kind of wondered whether or not that was Monique. And so I'm like, I don't know. They
I
could have took a shot
don't
at her.
know. I don't think that was Monique because I think Monique is a people pleaser. So if you pay attention to the way the shit went at the end of last season, you could pretty much tell that Homegirl was gonna go along with the crowd to stay on that show. She was going along with all kind of foolishness in that interview we did because she wanted to stay cool with them girls. So I don't think
Mm-hmm.
at that time she had any intention on leaving. I really do think the whole story about her marriage coming out is what probably prompted her to decide, you know what, it's probably in my best interest not to come back because people aren't going to let me live it down. They're going to blame me like they did last season. And there's going to be all this pressure to stay in a marriage and not be stupid. Like she probably saw that it was not going to be easy for her going through this moment on the show and decided, you know what, I really don't need this shit. So let me just go ahead and quit while I'm ahead once
She
that
stay
story.
Mm-hmm.
running.
But I feel
Show is
like,
running.
yeah,
This is what I can't stand. Monique, you can't. You left Real Housewives of Potomac. You got your locks. You got your crystals. You got your essential oils. You
love the
went
locks.
to the locks are good. You went to Own Network. You said that you wanted to show people who you really were because you wanted to control the narrative. Then, as soon as people get close to finding out what really goes down, you leave again. So I don't know what it is that makes her want to come on these shows in the first place. I just really hope she hang it up. I saw something on Twitter the other day where somebody posted a picture of Monique in the early seasons of Potomac, and they're like, "Oh man, like we want her back." She was like, "I am literally not this chick anymore." But to
Mhm.
me, I just I think Monique leaves whenever there's a conflict in who we perceive her to be and who she wants us to think she is. And
Yeah.
I wish she would stay
Mm.
around to actually just say who she is. And honestly, I think she don't want to continue to be on the show. When I say running, I think that there's an identity crisis where part of her, I don't know this lady life, okay? This is my observations from watching on TV. Part of me believes she truly do not want to be with Chris no more. And I think she knows that if she continues to show us her marriage, she's going to have to be faced with some of the thoughts that she put in the back of her mind.
Yes.
So that's why she tried to leave. So I'm just
Absolutely.
like, Monique,
Absolutely.
it's just
Mm-hmm.
we don't never get, you don't ever show your cards the way you say you're going to on these reality shows, and you always running. So
But
I
a lot
hope
of
that this
people don't.
fits.
Mm.
A lot
But
of people don't, but
yeah.
they show the cards that I feel like you should show. So majority of people show the cards that you should on reality TV. Monique, no, when we see her on TV, we want to know about her family and Chris. Like we
Yeah.
want to know about her marriage. We
Yeah.
do. And every time that is at stake, she runs. What else do we want to know about Monique?
No, I agree. But I also feel like that's kind of like a real person response to that shit. Like
It
essentially.
is a real person
Mm-hmm.
response. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So like I also can't 100% be upset with her about it, but I do understand it. But you know what it is though, Nisi? I feel like a lot of people have been watching reality TV for a long time and thought they had figured out the formula to come on TV and argue with other people and not have to share their real life. And
Mm.
what you find out is that that only holds up for so long until people are looking for like a real guttural version of you. At some point, you're going to have to show something that you don't want to show.
Yeah.
And that's just the realization of it. And I think because she is such a type A personality that wants to be in control and all of that, I think that she won't allow
Mm-hmm.
herself to be seen in public in that way. But I also don't blame her because the little that we did see, people ate her up about.
Well,
So
that's because you left and came back and acted like you was gonna be different and that you was gonna be transparent. It would have been different
I'm
if
in her
you
marriage.
had. Oh well, both for me. If you had left Potomac and not came back and just decided that you didn't want to share your life, that's
Mhm.
fine. But
Right.
for you to leave, come back to another network, talk about how authentic you are, how different you are, how things are going to be different, and then the minute somebody says something about you in a blog, you don't need the shit no more. Like, don't. What are you leaving and coming back for? I
Mm.
don't get it.
I think she thought she was ready and she was not. I think
Clearly,
she thought she could do it. And once the shit
Yeah,
really came
probably
down
so.
to it, it was like, yeah, no, I can't do this shit. This too much. I think when she was holding everything together, it was easier to show. But once everything is really falling apart, that's not for the regular person, you really don't want people to see you and your spouse in the actual breakup of it. Because it get nasty.
Yeah.
Don't want people to like hold both of y'all responsible forever for what happens in this moment where everything is really fucked up. So honestly, as much as I feel like it just shows you wasn't ready for reality TV, I also feel like it was a smart decision on her part if that's what protects her peace at the end of the day. Because this show this season, Lord, is giving mess all over the place. But I'm wondering if the main cast members are gonna be able to keep it real themselves because I feel like they did the same shit last season, making it all about Winter, so they didn't have to really be honest about what they were going through. And even though this first episode we saw a lot with Jamie and Lil Jamie, I feel like they still gonna glaze over why it is Arena is wasting away. I feel like we still gonna, act like Quick is a better husband than he really is to Ashley.
Let's
So
not.
I don't know. I don't know if it's actually going to give or if they're going to rely on the friends and Winter
To
to actually
ooh,
bring the drama.
ooh. Well,
it
let
look like
us.
everybody gonna
I
be the
hope they don't
drama.
make that mistake.
I hope not.
I hope they don't make that mistake. Joy and Clifton have joined the show. I'm thinking I'm going to like them a little bit. They're moving in together. I didn't know he had two kids, so I don't know if we're gonna see the kids on the show. But Joy and Clifton are moving forward in their relationship. And one thing that Clifton did that I really liked was when they were at the dinner. I'm sorry, at the birthday party, and Ashley was coming for Joy, talking about that lady can't talk to single moms about being ready to love because she's not a mom. Girl, you're a married single mom. Like, shut up. Okay. But
You said
anyway, when it comes to Joy, I like that he kind of bigged her up in front of them. Like,
that. Mhm.
I was like, okay, Clifton, I kind of like this. Like, if ain't nobody else got your back, I'm gonna have your back in this moment. And I kind of appreciated that. Even though I know the people will be like, well, he need to stay out of women's business. But I appreciated it.
While I appreciated Ashley even more for calling the thing a thing.
Me too.
Because when I watched the trailer and I saw that Ashley was getting into it, everybody, I was like, you know what? Well, for me, it was whenever Joy said to her, "So what you made me?" I was like, damn, I might like Joy this season. But
Hmm.
then once I seen Ashley say to her, "Why are you speaking to single moms if you're not even a mom?" Period. I was like, that's a really valid question. That's a good ass question. And I don't think she should have saw it as shade. It's just giving fraud. Like that's just weird. Um, I did
But
like
if a
that
network
Clifton big her
invited
up.
her,
I'm not
but if
turning
a
down.
network invited her to be a
I'm not turning
part,
down no check.
I
You
wouldn't
out
turn
your
down a
mind
speaking engagement if
at
that's
all.
another avenue for me if I've already given up my singing career. You see what I'm
Which is a
saying?
mistake that
Uh,
she made, obviously. Because
I
I
don't
said that shit.
know.
Not you
You
giving up your
said
career.
yeah, she gave up her career. I mean, personally, I like to be out of way. I wouldn't do it. If
Mm,
somebody asked me to come speak to an audience that had nothing to do with that just doesn't I wouldn't do it because I feel like that's you got to sit up there and pretend like I can't fake for a check or pretend for a check. To me, I just it's not genuine, so I wouldn't do it. There's other opportunities. Clearly she's on the show, so I'm with Ashley on this one. Like, why are you speaking to single moms? I could see if you was just speaking to women of a certain age group about being ready to love, something that you
mhm.
something more broad, but you have never mothered a child before. That's different.
It probably was from the
I
standpoint of
don't
just
know.
having kids. Maybe it was from the standpoint of finding love with a man that's a single parent and not so much being one yourself. But I also feel like in real life, I'm not turning down Steve Harvey because I'm not a single mom. So like I feel like even though I get it, I agree. When Ashley said that shit, I was like, I'm not mad at her for saying that shit. But when you tell her that she should have passed up on a check for that shit, I probably would have been like, that's when I felt like, okay, yeah, now we doing too much. Because at the end of the day, you willing to sit up here and get a check for some bullshit. So I don't know why you mad at her talking about how
Right.
she said I wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to talk to single moms, but you literally said you was a married single mom.
She did say
Right. And
that.
that's my thing. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's something about it I just didn't like. It was like you speaking from your own insecurities or whatever you got going on that you would project onto this woman what you wouldn't do. That's what you wouldn't do. Don't tell me that I shouldn't do something because it's not something that you would do. Like, okay, and that's you. Let me go get my check. Have a good day.
For
Like,
me,
that
it's
didn't
just
make
giving
sense. Like, you
fraud.
can't even keep your man at home to
Giving
help you wake
fraud
your
for me.
child up. Like,
It is giving fraud, but the whole thing is giving fraud. Why are y'all going to talk to Marjorie and Steve Harvey about finding love as a single mother, and then they bringing on people from Ready to Love? Like, girl, what are we
Wait,
talking
is
about
it
here?
Steve Harvey? They said Steve Harvey.
Yeah, it was a Steve
yeah,
Harvey
it's Steve Harvey.
event. Yeah, and they
Hmm.
invited people from Ready to Love. She wasn't the only one from Ready to Love. She was one of the winners. So that's probably why
Okay,
they
that
had her
makes
there.
sense. When
Yeah.
if it's a panel, that makes sense. But if it's a single speaking engagement, like that's a lot of pressure to sit on the stage and talk to these people about something that you can't relate to.
Yeah, nah, it was
Oh
a
yeah,
panel.
nah, it's supposed to be a panel. Yeah.
Mm.
That's why I was like, well, she can come from a different perspective of being a
Yes,
woman entering a relationship with a man having children,
exactly.
and
I see that.
so that's where I was thinking she could come from
Because you
with.
do need to give that perspective, because a lot of the women that are entering into relationships with men, even if they do have their own kids, we all know that a lot of times these niggas don't be doing shit with their kids. So women don't really have to move around their children the way they have to move around the woman's children. So if you actually have to come into the situation and move around this man's children and be a part of their life, there is something to be said for that, for the audience of women that are going to be with men that got
Hmm.
kids at this age, you know? Because they can say that shit, but they
Right.
got a lot of women that be like, nah, my kids at the house with me. I'm not doing all of this with you. With you and the two, three different baby mamas, and we gotta go back and forth and all of that. All these kids is here, nigga. I'm not doing all this with you. Okay. So that, I'm sure there's some women that feel like that. They cut Joy off and wouldn't let her explain. The moment she said single moms and no longer listen to her. That is
Hmm.
they did kind of hop on and didn't let her finish, but it was also edited. Either way, I'm gonna go back to saying that I feel like Joy and Clifton are very performative.
Why you
Mm.
say that?
Mm.
They're because like even the way they just are, they're very performative. It feels like even the confessionals. That's what it was. In the confessionals, Joy is talking like she's written it out already, and it gives me. And then also proposing
Mm.
on the local news, and then acting like y'all got married on national TV.
It's definitely
It's giving you
that was
want to perform your
performative.
relationship for
They
people.
needed everybody to know.
Yes. Oh, the other couple from Ready to Love that we just saw get engaged on that episode not too long ago.
Simone and Rashid.
Yes, they also give, we perform our relationship very well for people, which means we know how to
Mm.
outwardly show people that we enjoy each other and that we are happy to be together, but it's in a way that makes people question whether it's real or not. Because it's for
Hmm.
the effort of being on TV, and we know that it's for the effort of showcasing that we have the ideal something for everybody, and I
Mm.
think they get something out of that emotionally and mentally, both of them. But yeah, I felt like it was performative. But they look like they have good sex. But
Mm.
you know,
Mm. Oh, Clifton and
Okay.
Joy.
yeah, Clifton and Joy.
Yeah.
I guess.
We hope they're happy.
I understand
Yeah.
where what's the I guess, Jamie?
I don't know. They was trying to show us those positions, and I was just like, this isn't giving. But maybe the clothes were on or something. I'm not sure. But let's to the moon. Ashley and Quick. So nothing has changed really in their relationship. Quick has gotten even more busier than what he was in the past. The only thing is that Ashley is just as busy as him. So they're having a conversation, which is very awkward to me because their son doesn't wake up on time. He's like, what, 14, 15? He doesn't get up on time, so he needs help getting up on time. Okay, I think he has his own alarm, but sometimes he just doesn't get up, so Ashley has to help. And Quick feels, which was very, I said, we must be missing part of this conversation because Quick feels
Yeah.
like that's going to be the best way for him to become a man, which is not having help getting up in the morning as a teenager entering high school. I could see if he was like a junior or a senior, but what's wrong with her waking him up? And it's shame on you for trying to tell this lady what she needs to do. Let him miss school a little bit. Like, you don't even be there. So if she gotta take the walk of shame to the school to see the people to address stuff, you're not even gonna be in the room to sit with her to address it. She gonna be there by herself. I hate to hear it.
Go ahead,
Which
Niecy.
is
I just feel like that's that trauma talking. When he said that and he was like aggressively angry about it, like the tone of his voice was
oh
aggressive. I
yeah, he
don't
was
mean
very
physically.
loud. Yeah.
I laughed my ass off because I was like, damn, is something really wrong with you? Because tell me what 14 or 15-year-old don't mind missing 2 or 3 days of school to stay home. That's
Mm,
so backwards for you to think that it's going to hurt him to not go to school by missing his alarm. So I just
Stupid.
think, yeah, it makes me think about parents or adults who
Are jealous of their
still
kids.
need parenting. Yeah, he's yes, jealous. He missed that part of parenting. And you can tell that Ashley, well, she said it in the first season. You can
Hmm.
tell that she has parented him as well as the children. And
oh, she
I'm
did
just
say
like,
that.
she did say that, and you could tell that you didn't get that. So yeah, it was just real awkward. And it was real telling because it's like, what 15-year-old boy ain't gonna miss school if he can? You're not making sense.
I want to read
Mm,
this comment. Omar, baby, let me check you right quick, but she can't be
mm-mm.
complaining. Let me tell you something. From what we understand, Quick don't do really a lot of shit. He don't do shit for them kids. So she can complain about whatever she want to complain about to him because he don't really help her. It's all on her. And essentially, I know a lot of y'all are so used to being latchkey kids and having to take care of yourselves at such a young age that you think that every 14-year-old should be able to get up early in the morning and get themselves up and ready for school. But baby, I'm sorry, I didn't. I wasn't. When I was 14, it was still very hard to get up in the morning, especially if you did a lot of shit in school. If you did a lot of, my mama used to be at work until 10 o'clock at night, and I would sometimes have to be there with her and then go home and get ready for bed and then still wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So sometimes I needed my daddy to beat on the door and say, "Hey, Teach, get up."
Right.
Like
Because
I
here's
need
the thing. When they were in the room talking, they were talking about he's a kid. She was saying he's a kid, he needs help. I'm like, girl, no, he human. Try he human. Cause we be grown as hell and still don't be wanting to get up quick. You should know with all the jobs you got.
hello.
You should know. Like, what are you
Only
talking
get
about?
up if it involves money. If it don't involve
Thank you.
money, I'm staying in bed.
But no, but thank you for saying that though, Jamie, because I said the same thing. Based on the commentary and the comments from a lot of people, I feel like y'all want them kids to be more responsible than y'all are. You have a hard time getting up at 6 o'clock in the fucking morning, and you want the 14-year-old to be able to do it, the one that's hormonal and still growing and using a lot of his energy up throughout the day and is not settled into
That's
his
that.
grown person mind and body.
Quick
Like,
don't want to have to worry about him because he ain't got time for him. That's why he want him
exactly.
to hurry up and become a man.
And
It's
another thing is
also
they like to stop parenting when the child becomes a teenager because that's when they want it to be easier for them. But that's usually when you have to show them even more so how to take care of themselves so things don't fall by the wayside. And y'all wonder why y'all teenagers be out here doing the fucking most. But I'm gonna leave y'all alone because I ain't got no
Mm.
kids.
from a
Mm.
if you really want to umbrella it, it reminds me of every. I feel like everybody has experienced this in some way. It's the you should because I had to, or you should do this because I had to, or like it. Just think about like the amount
Yeah.
of Caucasian people who we know who they go to college, get a degree, graduate, their parents give them a down payment on the house. Even if you have parents who are able to do that shit, a lot of times they will not because they didn't have anybody to do it for them. And I feel like if you just umbrella it up to that, Quick is going all the way down to waking up in the morning, and that's traumatic. And I think that he needs some damn therapy. We had Big Jamie talk about the kids of the '90s. Let's talk about the parents. It starts with the
Hello.
parenting.
Hello.
Child.
Because Jamie, I feel like it was really like sabotaging little Jamie. Y'all, as somebody who grew up with a daddy that was a resource to a lot of people, if you got a record and somebody tell you they gonna get you a job, they mean that shit. Meaning when you go and get the job, your record is not gonna be an issue. How you set your son up with a job knowing he got a record and that's what keeps him from getting a job, and then you mad at him for not getting a job? It was like you set him up to fail.
Well, see, I thought he applied for something different. It sounds like he was telling him, well, I don't know about the other job. From my understanding, it sounds like Jamie was trying to tell him, go into security. And his son was saying, no, that's what I got from it. So and you
That was
might,
after the
from the job. Okay.
That
So
was
I was
after the
really finna
fact.
speak to
Yeah.
Jamie
Because the
being a
text
person that just
message,
don't want to work.
well, when he first, like, I feel like that might be
So
a
that
little
was
bit
a
of it.
job he got. I
He
thought that was
didn't,
a job
his
Jamie
daddy
went and
told him it
found.
was a sure thing. His daddy told him, go and get this job. It's a sure thing. And he went and got the job and they pulled his record and didn't give him the job. So I was
And didn't
like,
they talk about this at the end of last season? I really feel like they said he had a job lined up.
They probably
But
did.
they probably
uh,
did. I don't remember. But it wasn't even
mm.
just that. It was
They
also
probably
the
did.
way he talked about his son to Quick. Like, you didn't
Child.
listen, I get it. You want to vent to somebody, but you have to be careful who you vent to about
Not
your
quick.
kids. Because Quick has basically like internalized what you told him as Lil Jamie's a bad kid, and I need to make sure that my son don't grow up like that. Like,
Ooh.
and I don't like that because I feel like nobody's talking about why Lil Jamie is like the way he is. Y'all know what I feel. I feel like Big Jamie is emotionally and probably somewhat abusive to Arena and it's something into the kids, but he got anger issues. You a cop, all of that shit screams anger issues and not knowing how to control
Mhm.
yourself. And you
Mhm.
drink, and you probably philandering. You look real good. Like it's all given. You suck from everybody in your family in one way, and they
Mm,
just have to deal with it and then try to be perfect. And I think Lil Jamie is cracking under the pressure. I think the oldest daughter has kind of removed herself in some ways.
You can
And the
tell.
son, yeah. And the middle
Yeah.
son got all the attention because he had the disability. But watch that one, Jason, that's the one y'all gonna have to worry about being a problem. If I'm reading it right. Because to me, as much as like he seemed like the type of person that's gonna be an asshole to all of the women that he in relationships with and expect you to deal with it because he's blind. But I'm gonna leave that
I
alone.
no, I
I
agree
don't
with
know.
you. I was thinking the
I don't
same
know.
thing because I had the same analysis. When I was thinking about Big Jamie, I was thinking of how he's impacted everyone in his family. Like just that kids of the 90s comment was so broad and I felt like that was him avoiding all accountability for how he is in his relationships. We seen how the stepdaughter was able to read him for who he was. She not as traumatized by it because she was older probably where she, like that's my daddy, but I see how he is. Maybe he didn't feel the same authoritativeness that he did with the kids that he actually birthed.
Probably felt more careful about it because she
Mhm.
wasn't biologically his.
Yes. And
Mhm.
so she was able to sit
Mm.
back and watch. And on top of that, she's the only girl. So she was able to sit back and watch how he did the first two.
Shy.
So I feel like Lil Jamie, yeah, Lil Jamie has it hard because for one, he don't have a disability. And the what Jason, he's the one who I feel like he's the main attraction because of his disability, just like Bobby said. I agree. I think that that's going to be the one because you cannot tell me that he does not have issues
I didn't think.
that I'm not going to say they're the same as Lil Jamie, but he has issues from their daddy as well, and it's probably not going to present themselves until he get on his own.
Y'all, he was balled into the fetal position in the hallway at this party after they had that conversation. He obviously is to me every time I look at Lil Jamie look like he want to cry. Like he looks
Hmm.
depressed,
He does.
disheveled. He looks like he's not
Oh.
processing his emotions right. And he is entitled and he is spoiled. But I would like to remind y'all that that's his parents' fault. Because,
Yeah.
like he said, they wanted to give him everything he wanted. And I'm gonna tell y'all nothing parents don't like to be real about. They be having their own shit going on, be wrapped up in their
Mhm.
own personal dramas with their relationships and all of that type of shit. And they kind of like throw money at their kids, especially if they got it as a way to solve issues with them. Like, I don't have the
Mhm.
time, I don't have the patience, so I'm gonna throw money at the problem. So now, when Lil Jamie is an adult, you can't throw money at him no more because now that's what he wants. He wants you to just throw money at him so he can get what he wants and go on about his day. But he really needs therapy. And I feel like they're still too toxic as older people to recognize that that's what he really need right now. Like Lil Jamie need therapy.
And touching on
I
that
don't think he would
girlfriend,
go if he did.
It should be forced.
I
Like
think
it should be a like an ultimatum type of situation.
I think the reason why he's able to say his girlfriend did so much is because the shit that his parents did for him, he don't really need. He needs an emotional connection. And I think that he values the emotional care that the girlfriend gives him over the shit
Nurturing.
that
Mhm.
the
They need
nurturing that he
family
didn't
therapy
get.
then.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. But
Uh-huh.
also, within family, everybody be needing their individual child.
I mean, yeah,
Facts.
absolutely.
Facts. But yeah, they a whole
But Big Jamie needs
people there.
like he needs therapy him damn self because how he communicated that whole thing and then decided to do that at his son Jason's party. I feel like that was so damn out of line.
It
Now,
wasn't designed.
granted, I was team Jamie on some of that stuff. Like,
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
when Jamie was texting him and he told that boy, I think his son said he ain't had no job or something. Jamie said, and I still don't understand why you don't. Like, I hollered. I thought that was the funniest thing. Like, yeah, you didn't get that job, but you need to be out here hustling, trying to trying to get another job. But for you to try and throw up in our face about, oh, what this girl doing for me and her family and this and that, I don't give a fuck what she doing because I've been doing everything for you for the past so many years.
He said for
Now it's time for you to
28
do it
years,
for yourself.
30
And then he
years.
throwing up the grandma. Grandma did it. I would have asked grandma. Grandma what it did. Grandma, okay, well then go ask her then. But you over here asking your parents for it. And it was giving a bit of entitlement, saying, y'all know I ain't got no job. Okay, but you knew you didn't have a job as well. And you also knew you had probation to mess around and get yourself back in the same situation. Whose
Oh,
fault is that?
Rosemary Carter just made a really good point. I really do feel like they did so much for him to make up for what he had to see. I really do feel like Jamie did a lot of like abusive, like, and it's not even just physical, y'all. Like I experienced the way men can talk to women, and it's not just women, but just I'm giving that as an example. But like the verbal abuse can sometimes be gut wrenching and cringy as fuck to have to sit through and listen to. So imagine if you Lil Jamie and you had to hear your daddy talking crazy to your mama all the time. And you probably be mad at your daddy, but your daddy does shit for you financially to kind of like, deal with the guilt of him knowing that he's doing shit he shouldn't be doing in front of you. So in the way of him trying to make up for what he's doing wrong, he's enabling you. So this is the version that we get of Lil Jamie because you enabled him to make up for what you were doing wrong in front of him. Like that's what it felt like. Cause what a comment that. It went up real quick. Rosemary said abusive men pamper their young sons so that they don't lose their respect while they're young and forget they are going to get older. Because like that's how it go. You see a man disrespect your mama so many times, you get real upset about that shit. So how else are you supposed to keep the love of that child that you view as a smaller version of yourself? You give them everything that they want and you think that they should have. But that coddles them and turns them into an entitled little fucking brat. But he still seems so soft. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I mean, he doesn't seem as aggressive. It really does seem like it's coming from like a hurt place, like a I don't understand place. Like, Jamie, when you said he was entitled in that conversation with Jamie, you absolutely right. But what I also heard was him feeling like he thought his dad had understood him. And so he
Oh
felt
yeah,
like
he said
he
that.
owed him. It was a vulnerable thing. It was like I thought I could come to you because you saw that I was trying. You saw I'm trying to get the job. So if I come to you and ask you for help, I'm struggling, but at least I'm trying.
Trying.
So why you not
Yeah.
helping? Why you beating up on me about it instead? So I think that was his mindset. But again, entitled.
Something about, I
Yeah.
just feel my heart is so heavy just even talking about him and seeing him.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they really fucked him up for real. And it's the parents' lack of accountability and Arena not really saying nothing.
Nope. Is it just
I
me?
don't
Why are
like
you
that.
hoarse? Why are you hoarse? And why do you look smaller than you did last season? Y'all, it
Who
looks
that? Talking
it
about Jamie?
Arena. Arena looks
Arena?
like she's getting depleted, and Jamie looks like he's getting healthier. I don't know how to explain it.
Hmm.
Mm.
Look, she's been hoarse. She was hoarse that first episode, and she also looks way skinnier up and around the neck and the face area. I don't know what that's about, but and y'all know how I be seeing shit on people that
Y'all know
everybody.
she be running around the block and stuff.
That's what I was thinking. What she said, she run 5 miles a day?
Oh, she's really
Yeah.
very like she
They be.
worries me. She worries me. That's what I'm gonna say. When it come to her caring so much about how she look, and then coupled with this type of family dynamic and her personality and that nigga's personality, her worrying about her weight to that extent, that that worries me. That feels like eating disorder type shit.
I don't know. Yeah, it's some that family really be. I don't know. They have me a little worried for real, but it's something. I don't know. It's really something.
Yeah. Anything else on Love and Marriage DC? I feel like that could have been all.
Yeah, I think that was it. Since it ended there, we don't get winter until next week.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Yeah. I mean,
I want to see the
okay, cool. Let me do these real quick. Thank you for the super chat. I am Diva Nicole. I watched an interview with Ashley the other night, and she said And she said he now has to go to school 2 hours earlier than before. And this was in October, so it was still very new for him. Oh, wow. Thank you
Mm.
for the super chat.
Child, I feel like I'm glad you said that
Hello.
shit because that made me think about Quick and that dad belly he got. I feel like, sir, you don't even have enough discipline.
Not the dad belly.
He do. You seen him in that shirt in that confessional. It look
I
terrible. How you
did.
that short with that belly?
I
You need
did.
to be working on your body. You want your son to have more discipline to get up in the morning than your ass do. Okay, because you could tell he not taking good care of himself. So I think it's so funny to me the way people have
Hmm.
these stark. He need to be a man rules for their kids that haven't even fully formed their brains yet, and your old ass can't even do better by your body when you
And you
that.
know what else? It makes me think about if he continues with the approach that he's taking, as much as he's trying not to have a Jamie and Jamie dynamic, he's
It's
gonna
gonna
mess
turn
around
into
and get
that.
a Jamie and Jamie dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I
He
agree.
gonna have to chill on that. Yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat, Felicia. That's the dumbest thing a parent can say. I agree with Ashley, and I checked to ensure my 15-year-old daughter is up and moving for school.
You know what else?
Period.
You know what
What?
else?
What's
I,
up?
I also
What's
feel
up,
like,
Scotty?
hey Scotty.
Hey.
I
Hey,
also thought
Scotty.
about Robin on Real Housewives of Potomac and how she wasn't getting them kids up early for school. I think that for me, and I could be wrong, y'all, but it was something about my daddy already being up in the morning and setting the tone. Like
Hmm.
the day has already started in my house by the time I wake up. I think it's
Yeah.
so much harder to wake up when everybody else is in your house sleep too. So it may, this may sound like some bullshit coming from somebody
That's
that ain't got
true.
no kids. But if you know your kid has to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, bitch, you need to be up at 5:30, preparing for him to get up. And that's just my
Hmm.
opinion. At least for a little while until they like 16, 17, and then you can stop doing everything. But like
Uh-huh.
in those years, show them how to get themselves up in the morning ahead of time. You need to be showing them with how you live life, how they should handle themselves versus telling them and thinking that they're gonna do it. Because that's
Yeah,
really what
lead by
I would
example.
say like that. Yes, that example. My daddy used to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, automatic once he retired. So I would get breakfast damn near every morning sometimes just because he was just already up. Like, so for me, it helped me be able to get up in the morning knowing that my house was already moving along. Because when you got to get up and everything dark and everybody sleep, you do not want to get
Hmm.
up. That's too much responsibility for a child. Uh-uh. I'm just saying. I could be wrong, but
You
do what you
sounds
want.
about right.
Thank you, Felicia, for the super chat. As I always say, a good parent is a parent for life. I'm a mother of two 23-year-olds, okay, and a 15-year-old. They live the living life lessons don't stop. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. I think there was one more. Thanks, Felicia. Oh, the love and life lessons. Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay,
Truancy,
I
true
think that was
story.
it.
That's another
Yeah,
thing.
truancy is real.
Yeah, like the kid
Hmm.
not gonna go to jail because they ain't gonna go to school. You gonna go to jail because they didn't go to school.
Right. That's
Say,
why I
look,
said
did
Ashley
he do
gonna do
his
that walk
school?
of shame by herself because Quick ain't gonna be there. He
Look,
gonna
well,
be
her
at
flip
work.
flops
He
down to
gonna
the
have a
school.
show.
Right. That's why. Thank you, Evie, for the super chat. These people have unrealistic expectations for teenagers.
That's how I
Thank you for the
feel.
super
Man,
chat. I
teenagers don't
agree.
give a fuck about school. They don't.
Mm,
Lord.
that super chat is a good
Um, this one here. Or the other one. Roy Dale, thank you so much for the super chat. I think sometimes we get so caught up in trying to not spoil kids that we forget that it's normal to take care of other people in certain ways. My
one. Yeah.
parents used to make sure each other were up and they were grown. Period. Thank you so much, Roy Dale, for the super chat and that comment. I appreciate that.
For real, because I mean, it's just common sense. If you know that people have to be up a certain time, it's hard for them to get up. You up already, or if
Right.
it's easier for you to rise, then you do the nudge. Hey, hey, come on, you got to get up, get up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah,
that deep.
I agree. I agree. I just didn't like that he tried to equate it to being a man. That's where it was like,
Right.
okay, okay, you got to go, baby.
Toxic
And I
masculinity.
was
I
glad
said it
Ashley
Yeah.
brought
before
up the
today.
fact that he didn't have that, so he won't
Right.
understand that.
Right.
Well, not that he won't understand it, but it seems like he's
He don't see
focused
the
on not
value in
getting
it.
it because
He
he did.
doesn't think you need it.
Yeah, right.
anytime somebody don't have something and they became successful, they feel like you don't need it. And that's not true. You don't realize what you're missing because you never had it. Okay?
Mm. Thank you for the super chat, EB. I noticed that children behavior is emulated. They have to lead by example. If there is no structure, then what do they think is gonna happen? And thank you so much for
Facts.
the super chat. I
Facts.
appreciate that. I'm telling y'all, why get him a few years on the air. He gonna have a Jamie in Jamie situation. We gonna see. We gonna see though. Anything else on Love and Marriage, DC?
Child, we can go on and on, but we should end it there.
Yeah. All right.
Do better.
Well, let's switch over to the ladies of Real Housewives of Potomac. Let's see what happened on this episode. I feel like it was quite a few things that took place. Karen tells Ashley, of all people, about Juan and this other lady. What did y'all think about Ashley running and telling? I thought it
Hilarious.
was. I feel like maybe Karen knew what she was doing, but like it was just so
Absolutely.
funny. I was
Yeah.
like, Ashley messy as hell,
Don't
girl.
tell her, Ashley. I'm gonna go upstairs.
And she
But
looked
it's the
like
fact that she
me.
ran to Wendy and Candace first and pretty much dry snitched. It was just hilarious. I was like, Ashley, you're so
And
funny.
did you
This is
see?
why we love to hate you, but love you at the same time,
Yes,
Ashley.
Yes.
These are
absolutely.
the reasons.
Did y'all see Jacqueline and Sharice kind of like ear hustling? That shit was
I
Yeah.
so
did
funny.
not. I missed that.
Yeah.
They was over there ear hustling, y'all.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
believe
Oh,
it.
I love. Like, let me tell y'all something. Do you know why Ashley went over to them? Because they were the most beautiful things sitting at that damn bar. Like they were just attracting, like Wendy and Candace at that moment. Candace, cute little hat and her bob and her cute
Yeah.
little matching top, and Wendy just giving, wet and wavy moisturize for the guards with her fan. I was just like, they were giving.
And Ashley also went over there because she was like, "Let me go talk to the housewives, Sharice.
Okay, y'all don't work here.
Mm,
Let me. You don't
Y'all
even
don't work
go
here.
here. Let me go talk to the
child,
housewives."
that's.
It was a sketch that had me rolling though. The sketch of Karen.
I should have sent that. Did I send that?
Ooh, that was hilarious.
I'm gonna send that so we could put that up here. I thought that was the
The
funniest thing. I was like, now why would y'all do this to Karen trying to find a look-alike? Jeez
they
Louise.
had the nose.
Child, this was so messy. It was so
Yeah.
messy. Let me put it up here real quick for the people that missed
Can I
Do
out on
just
this
y'all
say,
believe
Karen, honey.
her?
wait,
I
This
believe
is
that.
Karen then. If she's Karen, this must
pause,
be
Yes.
y'all.
Karen.
Pause for 1 second. I just want to say, like, I love us so much. Like, I just want to say that. Like, I really love us. Like, I'm enjoying this way too much for this to be work. I'm just saying. So, like,
Oh yeah, no.
I love y'all for real. Okay.
Okay, love you back.
Yes, love y'all. It's not work at all. At all.
Okay. I just be
um
feeling it.
oh, Robin got cussed out by Juan.
Ooh.
Hilarious. Ashley always has me screaming because she waited till he cussed that lady the dog fuck out and then gonna turn around and say,
Don't be
"Don't be
mad.
mad at her,
Oh
Juan."
God,
Don't be
please
mad.
don't. Bloop.
And
Hung
then the
up
way
on that
she
ass.
don't be mad. One. Oh, he hung up. I was just like, oh, that was
Juan
embarrassing.
went
But
off.
let me tell you something, Robin. Robin, you had sunglasses on, but it was written all over your face. She was calling that nigga for confirmation, and he made her feel stupid. But she was really questioning him about it in that moment. I don't care what nobody.
Yeah, it wasn't
She
trying to
was.
prove nothing to Ashley. That was
Mm-mm.
truly for her. Like, let me
No,
check.
well, let's call him then, because what did Karen
Karen's
say?
fake. She's a
He looked
liar. We can
old like
settle
Karen.
this.
And yeah, the old like she was trying to play it off, and
Yes.
he knew that she ain't got no poker face, and he was like, "I'm about to cut you smooth out because I already don't want to be on this fucking show to begin with." So it reminded me of whenever they was in the warehouse, and
But
she
he want the
tried to make a
benefits.
scene. He wants the benefits, but he don't want to be on the show. He like whatever shit y'all do over there, that's your show. I don't want shit to do with it. And it reminded me when they
Until
was
he
in
was
the
about to lose his
warehouse
job.
and she was gonna talk to him about how he wasn't there for the
Yeah.
kids when they were little. And
Right.
that's when he cussed her ass out and walked away. He don't
Mm-hmm.
want to be on the show. And I feel like Robin, you continue to put your clown mask on by trying to force this man to be involved in the show because he clowns you
Child,
every
listen.
single time. I see you got your clown mask on like you
Like you
always
always
do.
Like
do.
always do.
Tragic.
Hey,
It
clown.
is so embarrassing. Did y'all see the playback going around on Twitter of when they first came on the
Yes.
show and she
Yes,
was doing his
girl.
schedule?
I ain't
Yes.
And
like
he went
that.
upstairs and I think into the closet talking to production, talking about how he wanted something real. Like if he didn't have his kids, he would have been
He
left.
said, he said, I
Yes,
want somebody
because
to share my life with.
you
If
know
I didn't
And
have
why?
see,
Corey and Carter, I would have been
You
that
know
left.
why,
bothers
right?
me. It's hard to get around that because I'm like, well, what happened between then and now? Was it the
Nothing.
checks?
Nothing. Robin is emotionally unavailable. She is,
I
I
see
think,
this.
masculine in their relationship in a manner that is unattractive to him. And he maybe didn't realize it when they were younger. But once he started playing ball and being around all of them very feminine, I'm gonna put this pussy on you type women, I think he found out what he was really attracted to. But he felt indebted to her because of everything her family and her did for him, held him down and all of that. He was still fucking her, getting her pregnant and all of that, married her, all of that shit because she fit the look too. Light skin,
I
she's
don't think she
beautiful.
was like that
I
from
think
jump
he
though.
turned her into that.
I think
Yes,
she
he
was
That's
did.
what I think.
always the
Hmm.
homegirl in a sense. I
I
think
don't
that
think
it got
so.
worse as she got older, but I also feel like it's his fault she's like that. Y'all are right. But at what point do you take responsibility for your own life, Robin, and take yourself out of a situation where you're really not happy? Instead, I think she settled into her unhappiness in a way that has turned her into like this bitter Betty ass bitch. You want to talk about somebody bitter? Robin is bitter to me. Robin does a lot of shit
Extremely.
out of mere malice. Like it'd be like, damn, Robin, what happened, bitch? Like where we got where how we got there? Quick.
And unfortunately, I can tell y'all my opinion on this is okay. I know people say that the wedding was probably held up because of the scandal at the university, right? That was
Hmm.
one of the options. But I also think the wedding was held up because I think Robin deep down knows that Juan didn't really want to marry her. I think he offered it to her. I don't think he proposed to her the way we saw it. I think he offered marriage to her, even though she felt like it was something he didn't really want to do. So I think she was hesitant, which is why she wasn't worried about planning. She would have married him any day of the week. But I think she just didn't feel right marrying a man who she knew was never going to be completely hers. My opinion. And I don't even care if they're married now.
Hmm.
It doesn't change the relationship that we see. It's a partnership. It's a yeah partner.
Mm.
Will and Jada. And I think Robin whole tone with Juan was very much like, "Hey, might as well. I ain't gonna leave.
Wow.
Might
Child,
as
I
well.
think
I ain't
Will
gonna be
and
with
Jada
nobody
like
else."
each other
I
more than
think
Juan
she's
and Robin.
settling for sure because that's all she knows and it makes sense for her kids ultimately. But
Yeah.
I think Robin is the problem. I don't think I'm with y'all. I don't think that she's into him like that.
No,
I
hell
I, I
no.
don't think that I think she's
He
the
not into
one
her.
that wanted to get married. I think I really
Yeah.
do. I think Robin didn't want to get married at all. I don't even think he because you said something, DC, about her only going along with marriage because that's something that he wanted or something like that. You mentioned. I
No,
think it
I
was her,
don't think.
or
No,
that
I
something
don't
that
think
he
he
didn't
wanted.
want.
I don't think he wanted marriage. I think he probably was getting tired of her probably nagging, like season after season after season. I gotta listen to people say this, say that, and I think that she probably coerced him to feel the same way that she felt, which is like, might as well. We're living together. We're doing this. We're doing that. Might
Mm,
as well. And
Mhm.
I think that she probably was hesitant to marry him because she knows that she probably persuaded him to do it.
Mhm.
But I think that she would marry him any day of the week.
Mhm.
But for him, I don't think he wanted that. And I think the uncertainty that he had made her feel less confident, which is why she was stalling on planning the wedding.
I
True.
think it's all tied to money. And I think her perspective of him has changed. Like after he got out the NBA, had to live with her, was already struggling to get a job. I think over time, I think how she viewed him changed. And then she ended up being the breadwinner. So it's like she's more so in a power position than him. I think they definitely settled because of their dynamics of all these years. But I really think she didn't want to do it over the money.
I
When
think
So
she
that
you
wanted
think
that
she
Robin,
did
prenup,
not want to marry him?
I think that Robin
hell
doesn't know
no.
how to
I
live
feel like the only reason
outside.
they probably got married was because this was gonna leak.
Probably.
Hmm.
I think Robin doesn't know how to live outside of what people expect of her. I think as a person everything Robin does feels like it's fueled by somebody else, like, or
Mm.
because of somebody else. Like, it never feels like it's really about her as an individual, as a person. And I feel like as much as she comes off like she can stand alone, we've noticed that she cannot. And she very much gets pulled based on whoever she cares about the most. And she's flimsy, like moral fiber flimsy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna go with whatever feels best, whatever, whoever I like the most, that type of shit. That's why we really don't like Robin, because Robin isn't fair. And I think
Mm-hmm.
it's because Robin doesn't know who she is, because Robin feels like she needs to show herself as a certain way. I think she felt the pressure as a child. I think she felt the pressure in school. I think she felt the pressure with Juan. And then again on Real Housewives of Potomac, to show up a certain way. And I think who she really is conflicts with that. So it's easier for her to paint this picture that she knows everybody doesn't really believe in. That's why she gets so upset and triggered when Wendy or somebody points it out, because she knows that this is not really what it is, but she feels that this image is better than really doing the hard thing, which is figuring out who the fuck you are. And I don't think Robin
Mm.
knows who she is.
I think that's a yeah, I think that's a good point. Still discovering herself. We hate that for you, Miss Robin. Thank you, Chrislyn, for the super chat. Did y'all notice when they was talking about the rumor and Candace and Wendy said they heard it? Sharice put her head down because she knows
They
she
all heard
heard
it.
it
It
too.
was on a blog. They put that shit in a group chat. Period. Everybody heard
I can
that shit.
see that. Yes, I believe that. Thank you, Andrea, for the super chat. Jamie, check your DMs right quick. Love you, ladies. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. I will check my DMs. What else went on with the ladies? They get to the table, and first of all, let's go back. I didn't like that Robin was sitting up there trying to say that Karen was being a mean girl for how she was coming at Sharice when you literally have been a mean girl for half the season when it came to Wendy. So why are we having this conversation? It's just another way for you to get up under this lady's skin. Like that's just really all that it is, and for you to beef with Karen so you can have some stuff to talk about this season.
And
I really
how the fuck you gonna try to expose somebody? And to Bonnie's point, you don't even know who you are, and you working so hard to cover up who you are. All that hate behind Karen, like the same energy you putting into exposing her, you need to reveal yourself. Like, what are you doing, Robin? We don't know you. We don't know you, shoulders. You don't bring nothing to the table besides Wayne Giselle's sidekick.
For real. It acting like you want to eat out Sharice. Like, oh my gosh, take a step back, bitch. We understand she gave you a job, but calm down. Ugh. I want her to do
Yikes.
better. I want her to do better because I feel like it looks so plain to me that you got mad because wine cursed your ass out and made you feel stupid. And so
Mm.
now you're going to take that shit back to Karen and throw this old tea at us. And I'm really wondering why we couldn't see the picture. I feel like we didn't see the picture because the picture wasn't legible and it would have only put somebody in a situation where it wasn't like if they were in a bar, you could take a picture of two people in a bar. That doesn't prove anything. So essentially, you would put somebody on blast and put them through some shit for a picture that doesn't prove anything. Unlike Michael's ass being caught in the fucking hotel room in his tidy whities. So I feel like even though I believe that Karen does have a slide, I absolutely believe that.
Right.
Like probably more than one.
I believe it. I can see that.
But and I believe the blue eye story. I believe all of that shit. But I feel like you're not giving us no real evidence because there is no real evidence. This is cold tea. And if you're gonna try to gut punch Karen, I'm gonna need for you to come with something better than a picture that we can't see.
You know
I
that's her
don't
MO
know.
this season though. How she popped out with the damn phone to record Wendy. She popped out with the speaker for Candace, and now she popping
Oh,
out with
you're
her
right.
phone to show everybody but Karen what her back looked like when she's sitting next to somebody else shy.
I was impressed only because I felt like Karen was obviously lying. Now, I believe she was lying about the protecting Juan thing, in my opinion. I believe that Juan is probably out here cheating on Robin. Cheating. Anyway, I don't think that the woman who he cheated on her with probably looked like Karen. It was a boost. But the telltale sign for me that Karen was gonna start lying was whenever she said to Robin, "Okay, so that's what you want to do." Like, okay, I'm about to start pulling shit out of my ass. It was the
Mm-hmm.
same way. Whenever she said, "Oh, well, the reason why not gonna cuss me out is because I'm protecting him." That's the same way she reacted when she felt like Giselle was eating her up at the nude interlude dinner party, and she said that's why you had a hot box from Sing Sing and you was a broken down
Okay,
whore from Hampton University. Like you
I
literally
wanted to talk to
was
you about that.
pulling shit out of your ass.
That wasn't her pulling it out her ass. She said it wrong. She said Sing Sing, but really there is a real story about Giselle having to go to a mental hospital after oh boy, the kids that he
Jump.
had outside of
Mm,
their relationship came out.
mm,
So she's an old lady. So she's saying this shit wrong because she trying to be funny and slick, but she not
yeah.
saying it right. Sing Sing. It wasn't Sing Sing. Bitch, it
Mm.
wasn't a prison. It was a hospital. That's what she meant. I think that she was holding on to that shit because she had already brought that story up prior, which is why I don't feel like she just pulled it out her ass. She'd already brought that up prior. I really do feel like that.
Well, I wanted to clear. I don't think that it's a complete lie that he said that he wanted her to be the threesome. I
He was just
think that
joking.
she probably flipped the context. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
he
what
was
I
just
meant. She
joking.
She
flipped the
always flipped the
context.
context.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when her fam, like when somebody say something to her or say something to her, she'll say it offended her whole family. When somebody say something about Ray, I don't know what the comment was. She tried to say somebody wished her husband dead or something. I was like, that's not even
Yeah.
what they said.
Because
Y'all know.
Giselle said, he'll be dead before I lose my looks. And she jumped off the ledge on that one. But I'm gonna tell you, she do that, and I agree, y'all. I do feel, however, that I don't know why I'm like that, and I haven't known Karen to lie on no man in a way that would make him seem predatory if he wasn't. So that, and then on top of the story that we just heard about why I'm passing the girls around and all of that, it's something about it feels as if it may not be exactly the way she's saying it, but I do feel like the intent might have been the same because I do feel like I don't know why I'm like that.
My
And
eyes got big because you got a good point when it comes to. I forgot about the story of the passing the girls around.
and then plus like we are thinking about Karen being older, but then we also have to think about the type of woman that Karen is in opposition to Robin. Robin and Karen look a lot alike, y'all. I don't know if anybody paid attention to it, but I don't think I ever saw it until we put the reunion pictures up against one another. And I felt like, yes, of course, Karen looks older, but they have very similar facial features in the way that, eyes and kind of sharp nose a little bit,
Like
you know.
if you were to write down their descriptions, the descriptions look the same on paper.
Exactly. So, which
Right.
is
Mm.
why I'm
Profiling.
like, Karen is given a more feminine version of that. So he very much could have come on to her in that way. And just really kind of meant it as a joke, but might have hugged her a little too tight if he was a little too drunk. Let's also not forget his weird ass kinship with Michael Darby, who also is
Thank
very
you.
predatory. So
Thank
it
you.
gives birds of a like, I don't know. I don't know why I like that. But the little stuff, and then also, we all kept pointing out the story at
Mhm.
Coppin. That's another situation where somebody was doing some weird shit, sexually, and you knew about them doing weird shit prior, and you still hired them. So it makes me feel like birds of a feather flock together. Like Juan might be a sexual deviant that kind of likes to have camaraderie with other sexual deviants because the dude at Coppin,
Mm.
Michael, and now Karen putting this situation on the table, and then Robin saying, I can't deny, or you know what I'm saying? Like I can't,
She said I cannot confirm or deny that, but whatever.
which
Meaning,
makes
my
me
man is out here with lions, tigers, and bears, and I don't know what the fuck going on, but that's my man.
listen.
Wow.
So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know why I like that, but I do
You
know
are right.
Karen likes to, flip shit and all of that. But if you really pay attention, a lot of times she don't all out lie. She don't full out lie. So I feel like with this
She be telling
situation,
a story.
yeah, it might be
Fairy
that.
tales
Yeah,
with
but he
this
might have
much
still
truth.
hugged her tight. He might have still hugged her tight though. I
Yeah.
believe. I believe it might have been one of them, hugs where it wasn't like, oh, to my breastbone, but you was like, nigga, you ain't never hugged me like this before. The fuck? And she was at that reunion talking about, I like wine.
Like
And
wine. I
I
like
think
wine.
Juan thought that might have been an invitation to see if she really did like wine.
Mm.
Sneaky link, like Giselle
Child.
said.
I
Bye,
just really
Karen.
want
I feel like
Robin to
Karen
be
said that with her
the.
old face. So I don't know if that's the same.
What you
Wait,
mean,
what?
Jamie?
Y'all know, like Karen season 1, 2, 3, whenever, like she don't look the same as she does
No,
now. I
new
feel
face.
like she said that with her old face. I don't know if he was in that same place at that time
I
when she
thought she
said,
had
"I
when she
like
was wearing the
wine."
white. That was her same face
Yeah.
when they wore all white.
The
That's her
it's the
same
Yeah,
it's
face.
we
this
showed.
face.
Yeah,
Is
they
this
showed
season
the reunion
face?
show. She still looked good.
I don't think that man want Miss K.
I think you
Now I
understand.
believe I
I
believe it's highly possible that he's been walking around in Georgetown. Okay, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's with a coworker. You know how people always be having what they call them what they call the coworker wives
work
and
husband,
husbands.
work wife.
There we go. There we go. There we go. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a situation like that.
So was
I don't
Giza
know.
telling the truth about Chris? Yeah, she said they went in her room, and she said she felt uncomfortable when they walked back out. She still ain't say nothing happened. She just said she felt the way.
Y'all know,
Cause he was checking
Barbie.
her.
You have really made me think about Juan. We don't know him because you tell me what man is gonna go on vacation with another man who said he wanted to suck his dick. And on top of, because they went on vacation, I remember them saying that. And then, if you think about it, that might be why he allegedly didn't say anything about the basketball scandal. We don't know that man.
I don't know that man.
Ooh, child.
I don't know who this man is.
He went on a vacation with this man who you knew wanted you. You knew that this man had
Clearly.
relations
They
with
went
other
on a
men.
vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went to Vegas together. At the end of one season, they mentioned it.
Child,
And it
child.
was like they was gonna do it again when Wine announced. Remember when Wine announced that he was getting engaged to Robin, and Michael was a little upset about it, and then but he was like, "We gonna go to Vegas." Like he was really excited. Feels like that's where they go to do they sexual
And
deviant.
the reason why I
Thanks
said
for the super
that
chat, Starkeisha.
the reason why I said that Robin was probably hesitant to marry Juan is because of shit like that. Like when Michael Darby said he's not gonna marry her.
Mm.
Because of what Michael Darby knew, Robin knew too. So I think she was hesitant because she believed he didn't want to marry her, and she knew that. So she was just waiting.
Oh,
No, they didn't just joke, y'all. They didn't just joke. Like
I don't
they
know.
they have a friendship, y'all.
No,
Like
he
I don't know
wasn't
if y'all.
joking when he said he wanted to suck Juan's penis. He was not joking at
And they
all.
weren't joking about that trip neither. They weren't joking about going to Vegas together. It was either season 2 or season 3 when Michael and Juan went to Vegas together. Yeah, no, they did that shit. Though. They did that shit.
Well,
Hmm. Hmm.
Jacqueline snaps a little bit at the ladies. She kind of goes off on the same
Girl,
people that were there in support of her.
I don't give a fuck what you
take a
bitches.
nap.
I was
Take
just
a
like, girl,
nap.
And
you trying to have a moment so bad.
she is. Ain't gonna walk
She's
off and ain't
so,
nobody walk behind her until
girl, you
after
so
they were
middle
done
class.
talking.
She's
But
so
you
She's
know
middle
what was
class.
irritating.
funny? What was funny was she did all that and then said somebody else is gonna have to sit next to this bitch. And when nobody got up to take her
She
spot,
left.
she walked off.
And Ashley was like,
Hilarious.
"Was she
She
gonna
was
walk home?"
rude.
Like I thought you said somebody was gonna have to sit next to her, but nobody jumped when you said jump because you don't even go here.
You don't, and you're so middle class. Like,
You
stop
don't.
it. I hate to say it like that, but you are like you're not fitting in like that. You had to get off work to be here. Remember, Mia was like, "I told her not to come because I knew she was coming in like that." Like, man,
Hilarious.
like, shit, you brought that girl. I do feel like, however, I feel like they fights are fake on some level. I think that they putting
Mm.
on so that Mia could try to get her sister friend a seat, at the table.
I think they real.
I don't see that happening.
Especially after looking at their reunion dress. Mia didn't buy that dress.
Nigga say not Jamie and Bondage.
Mia didn't buy her own dress because what was he giving? It's horrible. Disappointment. Um,
She did.
Real quick.
She did. One of you bitches are gonna have to sit next to her because I'm out
That
of
was
here.
so rude. Like, who you talking
Who you
to?
talking to?
I was like,
When you say what she talking to?
Yeah, I think Jacqueline was really trying to show that she had some respect for their relationship, hoping that this would just be one of them bites. Which is why she was kind of like, "Fuck y'all, I'm not gonna have that conversation in front of y'all." Kind of letting Mia know, like, "Hey, I don't fuck with you, but I still fuck with you." And
Right.
when Mia was like, "Girl, I don't
I'm
know,"
sorry.
bye.
I'm sorry.
Hmm. She
yeah,
gonna be
Y'all,
it's
sick
yeah,
it's
fuck
when
this.
this
sad.
show is over.
And then
She gonna be
Jacqueline
sick
saying,
when
"My
they ain't
mother
friends for
took you
real.
in." I was like, "That was your mother's decision. You don't get clout off of your mom
Which
deciding to raise her. Like you didn't
right.
raise her." So when she brought that up, I was like, "Just go to sleep at this point. We don't want to hear about it no more."
Sick of that.
Womp womp.
Night night.
Well, um, one more thing here, and we'll move on real quickly. Robin and Juan. There were some allegations to leak out about Juan and an alleged mistress, which was very interesting because this situation actually came
Hmm.
a year, 2 years. Like, well, first of all, they had been messing around, I guess, since 2021. And she
Hmm.
waited until after the announcement came out about them being married. And now she wants to leak some tea saying that they've been in a relationship. I do have a clip real quick that I'll play for the people that have yet to see it.
I did a live earlier and I did disclose that the phone number that was shared with me, because she did share the phone number, I obviously can't share it on here, but I did let the people on live know that I verified because I checked and it is attached to that name. So I've blocked out personal information, but it does link to Juan. So the number she sent me in her contact seems allegedly to be Juan's. Here is another thread between her and I. This is not the woman that Karen was referring to in the latest episode. A lot of people were asking that. This is the DMs that she sent me this morning that were at the around the beginning of when they started talking and linking up. Again, I blocked out personal information. Pause to read.
All right. So that was actually the second part. I'm not going to play the first part. I'm sure it's all over social media. Y'all can go to Giorgio Says on TikTok to find the original video where a woman reached out to him about, dating Juan. And she also talked about how Juan tried to switch her out with one of his partners. I guess one of his friends tried to, put her on over there. Then what he was recently showing in the messages was when they first started talking in 2020. I guess the lady was from Toronto, and she pretty much was letting him know, hey, do you ever come out to Toronto? He said, I used to live out there, and he says, I never had a reason to go back. And the woman says, well, I would love to give you a reason to come back. And she gave him her number and to call her. And he said, okay, I will. All of this is alleged. Okay. So he tried to reach out to her, and then, I guess eventually they got to talking because we ended up seeing like hotel invoices and all of this stuff. Now that message that I saw, that definitely looked like it was Juan's um IG. But, again, people can fake all kind of stuff, not necessarily sure. And, I mean, Miss Karen already let us know what was going on, but they're saying this is not the same girl. The girl that he was,
Right.
flying out and all this stuff ain't the same lady from Georgetown. Are we surprised? Not really, after we just pretty much broke down Robin's whole situation when it comes to Juan.
Well, apparently, that's something that basketball players do a lot, like pass girls around. So I feel like on some level that probably is true. I think that Juan will probably be somewhat of a ladies' man out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Which is another reason why Rob wants to keep him, is because she knows other women want him. Because she don't really want him like that. So yeah, I do kind of believe it. I also believe it wouldn't be hard to find the phone number. If he got Giorgio got the phone number, it wouldn't be hard to look up the phone number. Giorgio is in in the know as far as people out there. Like he knows some people that are, attached to the cast and stuff like that. So yeah, I believe what he's saying. It's not that far fetched. But if you give me some better evidence saying that it's a lie, then I might believe that too. Ultimately, telling me that a ex basketball player is a hoe is not really surprising, sweetheart.
I believe
Very
it.
true.
One of the things that just makes me feel like, is it kind of reminds me of uh, the messages that was leaked allegedly between Marceau and his girl. It's
Mm,
always women who are like chasing after the man that's on TV, and then they hook up with them, and then they reveal stuff later on. It's weird. I never understood that.
mm.
I never understood like actively seeking to be with a man who you know is somebody else's
I'm gonna
on
tell you why.
TV. Why?
I think they get some type of like rush out of being able to pull these dudes, first of
Mm,
all, but the
Mm-hmm.
dudes also know to keep them at a distance because of how they met them. So I think the dudes kind of use them for what they want, and then whenever the girls don't get what they want to get out of the situation, they get upset, and then they want to do the next thing, which is to put you on blast.
yeah,
Mm.
I can see
Well,
that.
that's all for Potomac as we move on.
Yep.
All right, let's go ahead and get into some gossip chat real quick. I feel like tragedy strikes
Not the
again.
big sigh.
Krishan and Blueface. Krishan and Blueface, like I cannot go a day without them being on my timeline. Like I don't care what it is, I do not want them on it, but they stay on it. But I will say, once I saw that she put up those 3 pregnancy tests, okay, I'm like, all right, you may got my attention a little bit with this, ma'am. I am a little tuned in. I still do not understand the full hype about her. Like, what is people so hype about? Are y'all still stuck on the fact that she used to run track and she was really good at it? If so, get over it. That's not who she is now. Like, what? Like, just get over it. Like, let's move on. Like, cut it out.
Right. It's getting
Yeah, she's
crackhead at this
pregnant.
point.
Right.
It
Like,
is.
she's going to keep the child, so she says. And I feel like I can't even say I feel bad. I wanted to say it, but I couldn't even get it out my mouth. Like,
I feel
I
bad for
just
the
feel like, baby
baby.
girl, snap, snap, wake up. Don't do this to yourself. Now they're saying she's gonna get married to this man like over the weekend or something. Like, y'all need to stop playing. Like,
Child,
do
Zeus
y'all have
Network
any
need to get out
advice?
my face. Um,
Advice.
advice, child. We ain't got no advice for these two crackheads.
Advice. Oh.
I'm gonna tell you what I don't like though, and what I'm tired of. Somebody tried to DM me today, trying to show me that it's not him, it's her, and I'm just like, I really need for y'all to get out of here with that shit. I don't know why y'all need to believe that it's him, it's her, and not him. Like honestly, he's a narcissist, and she is crazy and desperate and pathetic, and it's sad. He disrespects her all the time, and she allows it, like publicly, and she just allows it, and then she acts out in this physical violent way, and everybody acts like it's just her, but he also hits her, he also puts his hands on her, he also pulls her hair out, he also is physical with her, and he's a grown-ass man. So if he didn't want to be with her, he could simply get security and a restraining order and move on with his life. But
Mhm.
because he likes to exploit her in her craziness, he's going to continue to do so. Enrage her, gaslight her, play with her emotions, fuck her, all of that shit, and get paid off of it. It's absolutely both of them. It's absolutely both of them. But I feel like for us to ignore that she is begging to be loved by him,
Yeah.
and he playing in her face, meaning that he tell her shit off camera, and then when they get in front people, he do it a whole different way so that he can embarrass her and get that reaction out of her, so that they can have another fight that goes viral online, and she fall for it every time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We here. We got.
Mental,
We straight.
mental.
I don't have any advice for them. I just would like for people to stop. What's it called? Stop posting about them shit. I've
Stop
seen so much
promoting.
yes, promoting. I've seen so much of their names. When I tell you, like when I see their name, I wish there was like a not interested interested button on Instagram like it
Yo.
is on TikTok.
For real. For real.
Because I algorithm you get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to look at it.
Because
I don't
every
need
time
it.
you
That's the
unfollow a
button they
blog,
need, Niecy.
another one starts posting them.
Mm-mm.
Like it's annoying. Every time you think you found a blog that's not posting them, another one is posting them. And we have to
Hmm.
follow the blogs because this is how we get the content. It's
Yeah, I
exhausting.
got up off the shade room and got on Jasmine brand, and now it's the same shit that I was seeing on the shade room.
I
Hmm.
unfollow all of them. I just go over there. I just tap on them when I need to see some, child. Let me go over here and see what it's giving, but I just unfollow them. I ain't got time, honey. I forgot what I was going to say about these two individuals. I can't even remember. I just hate it. Like, let them go. Let them go. We're gonna continue to hear about them. I hate it. Like they really, it's crazy because I don't be tuned into them like that for real. But they exhaust me so much. Like when I see them, I try to scroll real fast. Like I don't want to see
Me
nothing
too.
about them. Like stop. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. It's crazy that she went live and had over 155,000 people watching the IG live.
Yeah.
I said,
Jesus.
God, dog.
That's crazy.
You got that much attention on you, and this is what you doing with it?
Because people love toxicity.
Child,
We
and
love to watch a
I was just
fire.
thinking that. So don't tell us nothing about positive images and how you want this and that because we know you run to the mess.
And I'm gonna
Period.
tell y'all, I cancel Zeus. I'm not watching this shit. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. So
Yeah.
I'm I'm gonna keep saying y'all when I talk about this shit because people be really thinking y'all still gonna watch it. I don't know who the fuck y'all is. I unsubscribe from Zeus, baby. I don't watch this. I don't
Me
care to
neither.
watch this. I am
I
too
They gonna
old.
put
am
it on
not with
TikTok
Metro
anyway.
anymore. I am with Bravo on network and at TikTok now. I am not with Zeus anymore.
Hilarious. All
I
right,
am
y'all. Let's
disengaged,
switch
bitch.
over.
Disengaged.
Real quick, wanted to get you guys' thoughts on Beyonce
Why is
performing
that the
over in
picture?
Dubai. It seems like she's having, or at least she's not having nothing, child. The LGBTQ community is having it out over Miss Beyonce and her performance in Dubai. Okay, one of the tweets that went viral says, "No beef, but I'm struggling to understand why Beyonce, who has $500 million, would accept $20 million to make her debut performance of the Renaissance album, a record which lifts heavily from queer culture in Dubai, a country where LGBT rights aren't recognized." What are you all's thoughts about this?
First of all, buddy, you were wrong. She didn't perform anything from Renaissance. What are you talking about? This is all old shit. Okay, get your facts right. Outside of that, I think everybody loves to pick and choose when they care because essentially she's still gonna tour here in the States. And nobody's gonna get mad when she performs at states that have anti-LGBTQ laws. Or what about the anti-abortion laws? What about Roe v. Wade? Like
Hmm.
this is somebody that's built a platform on being an independent woman and girls and we run the world and all of this shit, and she's still gonna perform and do all of this shit in a country that just overturned Roe v. Wade. And let's not forget, she's gonna tour around the world at a whole bunch of other countries that don't allow people to have all of their civil liberties.
Hmm.
So
Facts.
unless you're gonna fight this fight every time, please go sit down somewhere.
Jamie, can you go back to that tweet? I want to see who said it.
Absolutely.
Let me
Douglas
zoom in
Greenwood.
a bit. Okay, sounds about white. That's exactly what I thought. Um, I assumed that this was gonna be a white person trying to hold Beyonce accountable for some of their struggles, but I just think that that's an argument that's not worth being had. Honestly, kind of like to Bonnie's point, there's liberties that's not being had in plenty of different places. And the other question is this: shit, why do people still vacation in Dubai if that's the point? If
Mm.
that's
Okay,
your point, if
okay.
somebody offered you to go to Dubai, I promise you would consider it. And the bigger picture here, I think the umbrella is people trying to make celebrities be their role model, or like celebrities have to stand for a political statement. I think it's only dangerous when you get celebrities like Kanye who, share ignorant ass statements, who speak for a community that's asked not to be spoken for. But when you get somebody like Beyonce who goes to travel and perform her old albums and she's not really making a political statement, I don't think that's dangerous at all. I think that's just you putting expectations on somebody who didn't ask for that. Beyonce has done plenty to show her solidarity with the LGBTQIA community, plus Black people, and it's like just stop. It's never gonna be enough, and I'm tired of hearing those arguments. I think as long as she's doing no harm, then I'm not about to fight that, or fight that fight or have that battle.
I totally agree. And I feel like she can do what she wants. It's her opportunity, still representing for Black women. So I feel like do your thing. In addition to that, child, I mean, if I was a millionaire, billionaire, whatever, you ain't finna tell me what jobs I'm finna take or not take because I got a coin, child. I'm just gonna
And
do what I
she,
want to do because it's just
let's
how I
not
am.
forget, y'all, they pay her that amount of money with a broken foot. All she did was stand there and sing.
And then let's add to that, Bondi. While people are complaining, if that is the case for a lot, that money also, I'm sure, went to those dancers and a lot of people that helped for that production to come together. So I'm sure when she was advocating or whatever, seeking a price number, I'm sure it wasn't just for herself, but for her team as well. You know what I'm saying? But those are
Okay.
just, my thoughts. Other people got to eat too. Jaleen, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's stop playing. We all know that we would have got on stage and started spinning plates on sticks for what they paid Beyonce. Period. I would have did less than that. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, less or more for 24 million. Hey, went their little twerk too. All right, you guys. Well, that concludes our show. We stayed over just a little bit. I thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe to all of our channels. Okay. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You can find Bondi at Bondi Blue, Jamie at Jamie That's Me, and Nisi at Nisi Dixon on all social media platforms. Okay. We thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to, do what you got to do when it comes to housekeeping, honey. Be sure to like the video on your way out. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in about 2 weeks, I believe. Next week we'll be off, but we'll be right back. So just make sure you're following all of us so you'll get, the updates on when we will be live. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.